Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the most stupendous podcast in all of wrestling. It is, of course, just because wrestling, and I have to throw that in there because we have the most stupendous weekend ahead of us.
Do you know the reason that he gave for why it's being named the most stupendous?
No, I don't.
On Pat when he did Pat McAfee's show,
I didn't watch the full thing, so
he said that it's the only word that has never been used in the marketing of a major sports event.
Stupendous.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
There's a reason. Yeah, there is definitely a reason as to why. See, because keep an eye because the thing's gone dead, and I'm just conscious that.
Yeah, no, it's recording. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
But
no, there's a reason, Vince, that it's not stupendous isn't fucking used.
Yeah.
In an everyday sense, because we don't live in the 1800s, and we're not.
But listen, that's the way it's going to be, and that's the way it is. But yes, we are somehow on WrestleMania week.
Yeah, week.
Which is ridiculous because I'm still in SummerSlam in my head.
Yeah, it came around fast.
It did. Like the Royal Rumble doesn't seem like it should.
I forgot who won. I forgot who won there for a while.
That's bad.
It's bad, but like it's been crazy because it's been like not just in wrestling terms, but in like life itself. It's just been a lot happening the last couple of weeks.
and hence why this podcast has been moved sporadically, and to bi-monthly or for special events.
Yeah.
And we missed what was last. We missed the AEW pay-per-view.
For Revolution.
You got COVID, wasn't it?
I had COVID.
You got COVID, yeah.
I had COVID and it hit me pretty hard. I was willing to record and then
at the last second
I had to pull out because my voice was just fucking gone. I would have been able to talk for
and speaking of that, and speaking of things that have gone on since we've last recorded, we would be remiss to not start this podcast and mention the death of Scott Hall.
Yeah.
And his influence. And I know we're kind of late to the party now. It's 3 weeks since his passing, but we couldn't start this podcast and not talk about it a while, especially with the week that's in it, because
he has such an influence on WrestleMania.
Yeah. And WrestleMania 10 specifically is still talked about as one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time.
Yeah,
and is always a match that's always clipped around WrestleMania.
Did that get a 5-star rating as well? Was that one of
from Meltzer? I
have a feeling it did.
I always thought Sean's first 5-star match was the Hell in a Cell.
I mean, it could have been. I have it in my head though. For some reason that's in my head that's
maybe.
A 5-star.
No. Brett Nolan definitely got 5 stars.
No, it was Brett Nolan in the cage got 5 stars.
Oh, and that SummerSlam,
yeah. But hey, look, that's beside the point. But the thing is, yeah, like you said, that is one of the most clipped matches, and like it wasn't the first ladder match ever, but like it certainly helped in.
It was the first WWE ladder match. Televised.
Was it?
Televised.
Televised.
They did it on house shows, but televised. But even at that, but like just people always often think of the NWO and he's synonymous with that, but a lot of the success of the NWO, like he started it. He was the first guy to come over, in, and if he didn't do that, if he didn't get it right and kind of set the pace, then the NWO wouldn't have become what it came.
Wouldn't have been
and what it still is.
Yeah. No, I mean, like Scott Hall or Razor Ramon, is an absolute legend, and he's a guy who's been an influence on like so many people even today. Like before his passing, like there was how many like top big guys use like a razor's edge as a move, and like I know Damian Priest is using it now as a finisher, and he's one of the most iconic characters as Razor Ramon, and then going from, like you said, being that first guy from WWF to WCW.
Yeah.
And essentially he was the spark that created the NWO, which went on then to become, which is still influencing wrestling to this day.
Like think of it, we went to Scrappermania, OTT's main big show. It was 2 days before Scott Hall died. and how many people were in NWO
Yeah.
shirts at that, and how
Or
many
variations of it.
And because I said to you, because there was people walking around in like indie versions of the NWO shirt, I was like, how many variations of an NWO shirt is there still to this day?
Yeah, like every wrestler.
And that was before we knew anything about Scott Hall being
Yeah.
sick or anything. Because we could find out the day after that.
Yeah.
But it's iconic. Its influence on wrestling, the NWO, and that ladder match, as we spoke of, you know, I said it when he passed away, but like he's a prime example of a guy who found a business and left it in a way better place than he found it.
Yeah,
and that's, to me, that's one of the best compliments you can ever pay to a wrestler when they do pass away.
Mm-hmm.
Is, you know, that's their legacy, and that's the change that they gave, and we'll see that his legacy, and we play it out for so many years beyond him.
Absolutely. And look, like, you know, an absolute legend, you know what I mean, like, you know, one of the pioneers of modern wrestling, like, you know, he's one of the sparks behind the Attitude Era, and I mean, he'll be dearly missed, and I mean, rest in peace, Scott Hall, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And just on that, because it's hard not to talk about major news when our podcasts are so sporadic. Yeah. And I know we have a WrestleMania to talk about.
Two stupendous nights of it.
Yeah. But again, another thing we'd be remiss not to talk about is the retirement of Triple H.
Yeah, fucking hell.
And I let you talk about that because he's your favorite wrestler.
Yeah, he is.
So
he is. Look, it's weird. It's weird because
you kind of knew it was coming, but it wasn't official.
Yeah, it was one of these things that, like, obviously he suffered a health scare. What was it, 2 years ago now, or a year ago?
And a half ago, yeah.
Yeah, where he suffered that. It was a cardiac event, I think they called it. They didn't call it a heart attack. They just said a cardiac event. And it seemed like unlikely that he would ever come back, which is, you know, fair. But, like, you know, obviously he's a wrestler, so a part of you is like, he'll come
well, like
back.
when you look at like Sting, and you look at Edge, and you look at, you know, they've come back, and I know it's different. It's a different ailment.
It's different now, yeah. It's literally his heart, but like, look, Triple H, for my money, is one of the greatest minds to ever grace wrestling. You know, he was a guy who grew up where Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Kane, Mick Foley, you know, all these guys are around him, and Kurt Angle, and he was this guy who, like, you know, he wasn't as good in the ring as Shawn Michaels. He couldn't talk like Steve Austin. He didn't have the charisma of The Rock, but like he still came up, and he was still.
I think he was an all-rounder. Yeah. I think he was never
good at
guy,
everything.
He was never a guy that was the best in one category, but he was in the top 5 of every category.
Yeah, he excelled at everything, but he just wasn't the best at everything. But he was the one thing he did better than everyone, and it's the reason he's called the cerebral assassin, is that he was able to think better than everyone.
Yeah.
So he was like, how do I, like, he was thinking, you know, I gotta find ways to stand out. I gotta find ways to, you know, keep longevity going in this company, you know.
Yeah.
And stay above these guys, you know. Hence, like, the storyline with Stephanie McMahon that then became a real life thing. And no, like, I mean, this, like, he played. I mean, I know I'm not doubting there's any, like, his marriage is fabricated or anything. Like, they've stayed together for over, you know, 20 years. But, like, you know, he was like, there's a story there between me and Steph, and then it became a real thing, and then it was, you know, and evolution, and then, you know, that whole, like, bringing in Randy Orton and Batista, who would become two of the biggest stars then of the next era, and then bringing in Ric Flair, who is, you know, one of the old guard,
and bringing him back into prominence. And Ric Flair's always said that like he helped get Ric Flair's confidence back.
Yeah,
and
like, I was too young to get DX, like, at the very start or at its peak.
Yeah,
but I was there for Evolution when I started watching Evolution,
and then the return of DX.
Yeah.
And because that was our era, because I was the same. I didn't know what DX was until they came back.
Yeah.
And
I'm thinking they were brilliant.
Yeah, now you look back at it, yeah. But but even at that, right? You talk about that, but then, you know, you push on to when he started phasing out the end of his career, like the matches with Taker into Mania. like people.
Brian, the story with Brian.
I was just about to say, people all love to give Brian credit. There would have been no Daniel Bryan and how over he got if it wasn't for the Authority. You need that antagonist.
Yeah.
And that's why I always maintain, you know, when people say, the heel GM and all that's played out, I don't think it is, because
you need it.
Because then they're like, but there hasn't been a good WrestleMania since WrestleMania 30 or a big moment like that. People aren't getting the reactions as they used to, because you need the antagonist.
You need someone to overcome.
And that's what he was brilliant at. He was a fucking great heel. And
like, he was a good baby face because everyone loved him, because everyone loved Triple H. Like, everyone did. Like, you can't look me in the eye and tell me that you never stood in the shower and went and spat all over the place.
Oh, like, and in terms of longevity, he's iconic. He's
just his intensity, his character work, like, and even when you look at the later stages of his career, like that now with Brian, and even if you move forward a couple of years, that the feud he had with Seth Rollins, right?
Yeah,
like that feud was bound to happen eventually.
Yeah.
And then when it did happen, it was kind of like a bit up in the air because Seth was injured. And then people were like, is he fit? Then there was like question marks whether he'd be fit for the actual match, and there was like a limit on what they could do.
And there was talk at the time they were going to put Joe in the match.
Yeah. And do you remember the match, or do you remember the promo? It was doing the rounds recently, and it was they had to sit. It might have been the contract signing for the match or something. They had to sit down, and Triple H was like, you know, live the good life, Seth. You know what I mean? I sleep in a comfortable bed. I drive a nice car.
Yeah.
You know, the hell with these people. If you're not making enemies, you're not making money.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, it's brilliant because he was the antagonist that when he was speaking, you didn't like what he was saying, but you could see the truth in it as well.
And people always say that about like great heels or even great movie villains, that like what they say has a bit of truth to it. And like
you can see that from their point of view, like.
Like one of the best heels, one of the best like characters, over 20, and did it over a long period of time.
Yeah, ridiculous long, a ridiculously long period, and like he was a guy who from say, I want to say like 1998.
Yeah.
From then to now when he retired, so a period of 24 years, you know, he had basically the same character, but just tweaked it ever so slightly along the way to keep it going. Similar to like Chris Jericho now. Yeah. You know, he's just tweaking it ever so slightly every couple of years just to keep it that bit fresh.
You know, and we could talk about great Triple H moments for years.
Yeah.
Like we can go on and on. And
I love him so much.
But he was so giving. Like, people always liked to shit on him and be like,
golden shovel and
golden shovel, and there was examples of that. I'm not denying that.
Course,
like WrestleMania 19 with
Yeah.
Booker T, and there is examples of it. But for example, like and it's one of my favorite segments in SmackDown history is the promo before the 2000 Royal Rumble, where Foley transitions from Mcafee into Cactus Jack. And like it could have been what made it as Triple H, because if he had laughed and been like, oh, it's a guy just taking off a mask and getting, because in theory it's stupid, but like the way he reacted and the way Foley takes off the thing and he's Cactus Jack, and like but it's the way Triple H reacts to it is what makes that, because he's like, holy shit. And it's great. And like even Cactus Jack's debut, because that was the exact same premise, and it was Triple H as well, where so for that stuff he was so giving.
And it's also, I mean, if you want to talk about Triple H and giving, like, of course you have to address NXT, and the fact, for I want to say 4 years NXT was the hottest wrestling product in the world, from like 2016 to like 2020, I want to say. Yeah. Up until the pandemic. It was the hottest thing going in wrestling. Yeah. And like that was all down to him. I mean, that was his mastermind, his that was his brain booking these scenarios, along with a few people obviously, of course, but like it was his baby, and like to the point that like the Triple H point became like a picture and became a meme and became like a thing that people sought out. They were like, we can have the Triple H point now, and it was, yeah, I mean, like, him at the helm of NXT, and you could feel him in it. You could feel...
Oh, that was his baby.
Yeah, you could feel his presence there. And when he obviously pulled back from it, or was pulled back, you know, that was evident straight away, you know. But
you know, like, the contrast is different, you know, and it's even contrast to this podcast. Every year leading into WrestleMania weekend, normal WrestleMania weekends that we've done this podcast, we always record a separate one for NXT TakeOver.
Yeah.
We're not doing that this year, because fuck that TakeOver.
It's not even a takeover. That's the thing.
Deliver, or whatever it's called.
It's not a takeover. That's the thing.
That.
It's sad, but there's no such thing as a takeover anymore.
Yeah.
We can skim it if you want later, but like you said, it's not something we
used to do a separate podcast.
We used to do a separate like thing for it, you know, but yeah, not anymore. But yeah, Triple H, I'm sad that he never got his final match, that he never got like that definitive end.
It's fitting it was Orton though.
Was Orton his official last match? It was
in Saudi Arabia, yeah.
Was that not Australia, no?
Or wherever it was. It was one of those pay-per-views anyway, like the...
Was it Orton?
Big stadium. Yeah, it was Orton's was the last match.
Yeah, that is fitting. I mean, again, a storyline that... Going into WrestleMania 25 was one of the best storylines going.
Up until the match.
Up until the match. The match was wank, but like...
and it wasn't any of their faults. They handcuffed them because of the stipulation that Triple H gets disqualified.
Yeah. It should have been a literal...
It should have been a no-holds-barred match.
Or a Hell in a Cell or something.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, but like... Yeah, look, Triple H, you could go through all the moments over the last 20 years and how many of the biggest moments had Triple H behind them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, think about like Daniel Bryan's ascension, Triple H, the Shield breaking up, Triple H, Jeff Hardy winning the WWE title, Triple H,
WrestleMania 20,
WrestleMania 28, Triple H, Batista, Triple H,
Cena 22,
Cena 22, Cena winning the Rumble, Cena's return. It was Triple H's reaction.
Yeah.
It was like,
and 23 was supposed to be Cena and Triple H too.
Yeah,
and he got injured. Michael stepped in. 20
him and Brock, him and Taker.
The end of the era, match.
Him and bringing Michaels back into the company.
There's so many things.
Retiring McFoley.
Yeah, again, so many things.
There is he is.
Madison Square Garden.
The return
is up until Punk's return last year was unrivaled.
Yeah,
to
it was ridiculous.
Anything a reaction has ever, or anything, any sort of crowd reaction anyone's ever gotten.
Yeah,
and I think Punk either surpassed it or leveled it, but up until that point, like, it was the greatest crowd reaction of all time.
It's up there anyway, definitely for a return. But like
that scene in Rumble, Punk.
Yeah.
You
know. So yeah, look, Triple H he'll go down as an all-time great. I mean, like, people talk about Hogan, Cena, Rock, Austin as these pivotal guys in wrestling, but I think Triple H.
Oh, he's there.
His name needs to be in the conversation as well. So yeah, look, I wish him a happy retirement. We wish him a happy retirement.
And it's not an actual retirement because the guy's still going to be.
He's still working.
Hard,
he's still
not in the ring.
Yeah, he's still behind the scenes.
Yeah. And we hope he's healthy as well, because
that's the main thing. You know, that
stuff. The interview with Stephen A. Smith and stuff like that kind of brought to light a lot of the actual issues he was having, and it's mad when people get so angry about what has become of NXT when he was going into fucking surgeries and not knowing whether he was going to come out of it.
Yeah,
there's perspective.
It's perspective, yeah. So yeah, look.
Just check.
It's already. You're paranoid.
I am, because we have recorded hours of podcasts before, and it's a very important podcast.
Yeah, no, it's still going. It's still going. So yeah, look, we wish Triple H a happy retirement from in-ring competition, and like you said, hopefully he's healthy and he's happy, and yeah, he keeps doing his thing behind the scenes.
Yep.
So yeah, without further ado, shall we get into actual WrestleMania now?
I don't wanna sacrifice. That's the song.
That's the song, is it? Let's get the old card up there.
So, actually, have you seen Cultaholic doing their tournament of WrestleMania themes?
I did, actually, yeah.
Shout out to them. There was a huge upset in it.
Did something Blinding Lights knocked out?
Blinding Lights knocked out Green Lights.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you know what? I actually prefer Blinding Lights. I think people don't remember it as fondly because it was the dark WrestleMania. It was the one in the warehouse.
Oh yeah, was that one?
Yeah,
oh, it was.
But like it's a class.
Greenlight was 28, wasn't it? I have a feeling.
Was 28?
I feel it was.
No. 28 was Coming Home.
Yeah, it was. It was Rock, sure, yeah.
No. 29 was Coming Home. 29 was in home in New Jersey.
MetLife.
But no, 28 was Wild Ones, and
yeah,
it was what was the other? Invincible by MGK.
Yeah.
And Fun. We Were Young. There was 3 songs. There was 3.
It's crazy because I know it's mad, yeah. Because every year has like a few songs, like because WrestleMania.
Well, to be fair, I think the Fun song was the package, the promo package for Cena Rock.
Yeah, it's the same with
Invincible and
for WrestleMania 30. Legacy, Monster and Legacy by Eminem was.
Oh yeah, that was for the Cena
and Wyatt, but that was listed as an official song then for the show. Like,
oh, was it?
It was. Yeah, I mean they all are. As they're used on the show, they're listed as a song.
What do you think? It has to be My Way.
My Way, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's been nothing. Monster was up there for me.
I don't hold that package as high.
And do you know what? I read?
I think the packages for Cena and Rock were better.
Do you know what I read up there as well though? Oh shit, what's it called? This makes me look stupid because I can't remember the name. The one for Running Up That Hill. Running Up That Hill.
Oh, the placebo version, yeah.
Yeah. That was fucking class.
Yeah, but we're getting off topic now. We're talking about promo packages. I'm talking about theme songs.
The actual theme for America. Theme for oh beautiful for space. Themes for WrestleMania. See, it's not something that's important to me, so I don't remember them that much.
Well, My Way is the one.
My Way is the one that I always remember, so I'm gonna have to go with that one.
Well, we've had My Way,
and I remember all the recent ones because they're recent. Do you know?
I saw people being like Written in the Stars as an all-time.
I like Written in the Stars.
Yourself.
John, it's a good song, but a bad mania, and that's what drags it down. It's a good song though.
Crack Addict for 19 was a great song.
Yeah, but can you really put Crack Addict?
That was the thing. I don't know how they greenlit that.
Yeah, Crack Addict.
Because if you watch WrestleMania 19, Jerry Lawler for the whole thing, it's like, oh, download the new single Crack Addict. Like, Crack Addict. I
think Jerry Lawler just said he's a crack addict.
It's a great song though.
Yeah, it is. But
you heard me, I'm a crack addict. Coming Home was a great one for WrestleMania 29.
Yeah, I feel like that was everything that The Rock did for that year. I think was used. That Coming Home was used.
Yeah. I do love. I love Wild Ones. I did love Blinding Lights.
I like Blinding Lights just because it's a catchy song. Same with it's the same with Written in the Stars. It's a catchy song.
Yeah, I think I
would listen to it on the regular, but like
you pull down the blind there, but I think I've listened to Written in the Stars too much as a child.
Yeah,
I just don't like the song anymore. But
I'm the same. I think I listened to it I have a feeling. Was it a FIFA song as well?
No, it was the song for Sky for years.
Oh, right, yeah.
The Super Sunday song.
Yeah. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Just fucking numb from it.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I saw it, but I did see that Blinding Lights knocked out Green Light, and like.
See, I never really liked the Pitbull songs.
I'd prefer The Weeknd. I'd take The Weeknd over Pitbull. I love how The Weeknd has taken that mantle now.
Oh, he is he's Mr. WrestleMania. There was Shawn Michaels and there was Pitbull.
I wonder will he perform live this year.
I don't know. He hasn't.
He hasn't. But he's been the theme song for the last 3 manias. So
you're taking our money.
So the thing is 2020 he couldn't, and then 2021 was weird because it was the experiment mania to see if they could. And it was only half crowd, so they probably had half the money to pay people with. And
there was a rain delay.
And it was fucking lashing.
Yeah.
So maybe this year we get a fucking weekend performance.
Maybe.
Everybody put it on the weekend on the bingo card.
Was that 25 or 26? Kid Rock
25
played a full set.
25. No, that was 25 because it was the Hall of Fame because he went in that year, and
no, he didn't go in that year. He went in recently.
Oh,
he went in and remember they sent him home.
Yeah, no, Joe, what it was
Because he was all about Trump. Because remember he was meant to play
Taker
to the ring.
Yeah. No, what that was for 25 was, remember the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal?
Oh, on par with the Hall of Fame. I saw where you got those two.
No, because like they're the two things that Kid Rock has done in WWE, bar make a song.
That was Snoop Dogg, no?
No, that was him. Because he played all the divas out, and they all came out. And
but what was the one where Snoop Dogg kissed Maria Kanellis? I thought that was the Miss WrestleMania.
Did that happen?
Royal. Yeah. I think that's what you were getting mixed up with.
No, that was definitely, because I remember or else they came out and danced and went back and came back later on.
Maybe. You know what
they were definitely there.
You know what's a sleeper theme song? Shoot the Thrill.
Which one was that?
DC 25.
Yeah, it's good. What was 26 as well? Was that Shine? Kevin Rudolph. It was Kevin Rudolph, I think.
Let It Rock was a good one.
Let It Rock, I think it was. I hold 26 so dear to my heart because like it was the Mania it was the first Mania I watched after getting back into wrestling. So I literally remember that so clearly.
Yeah, no, I watched 25 and 26 live. They were my first two Manias watching live.
I'm bleeding over here. I started bleeding from my knuckle.
Turned into Ric Flair there in the corner.
Just fucking crimson. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like I said, like the song doesn't really like I prefer packages, like songs to packages rather than songs for the show itself.
Yeah,
do you know.
It's an interesting one.
I rewatched that.
For years I used to watch that. I used to watch it before exams. Pump myself up. I swear to God, yeah.
Just keep running up that hill. Made a deal with God.
Oh, that's so good.
So good, man.
But yeah,
we better get some good video packages this year, boy.
Well, to be fair, it's one thing WWE still do as well as they did 20 years ago.
Do you know what? It's actually something, right? Because Adam Blampier put out a video of the 10 worst WrestleMania matches. Or 10 most disappointing WrestleMania matches or something.
I watched it, Joe.
Yeah, do you remember? It was crazy, because I forgot about this until he said in the video. One of the entrants was Triple H versus Chris Jericho at AED.
And they had no video.
For the main event.
Yeah. They had no video.
And it was just after. What was it? Just
Rock
after
and Hogan.
Rock and Hogan, yeah.
Rock and Hogan.
So they were like, Rock and Hogan ended, and then they went straight into the match.
You don't listen to the Cultaholic Smackdown
no.
thing. So they're leading into WrestleMania 17. Their next episode is WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
So or no, WrestleMania
80.
Is it WrestleMania 18 they're leading into? I was listening to something anyway, and they were on about that show, and it must be WrestleMania 18 they're leading it. No, because they are leading into WrestleMania 17. I was listening to something anyway.
Tell me, make up your mind, man.
That that was on about that feud. That was like describing that feud, and it is bollocks. It is like
X7 or 80?
No,
Rock and Hogan.
No,
Jericho and Triple H. Yeah.
It is bollocks. It's a feud between Stephanie and Triple H.
Yeah,
like
Jericho was just there.
The go home show.
He's a conduit.
Like, listen to this now. The go home show for WrestleMania 19 had Stephanie McMahon's dog take a shit somewhere, and the only time Jericho was seen on camera was her handing him a scooper thing and going, go clean up the shit. He was the WWE champion and the go home of WrestleMania, and he was scooping shit, and that was the only thing he did.
That's crazy, man.
Like,
Anyway.
We'll
get into the actual card, because you've got 8 matches on night 1 and 7 matches on night 2. So
it's gonna be a doozy.
Yeah, I know they split it over 2 nights to make it shorter, but
like, what's funny is it's just become 2 WrestleManias.
Yeah,
because like
it's just 2 days of Mania.
If you look at WrestleMania, it used to be like your 7-match card, like an 8-match card. Now it's a 16-match card. But see, that WrestleMania, the one where Becky, and that was the one that the headline,
the one that went over so long that people couldn't get home.
But that was the
35.
How like, what would you say? That was like the turning point where
where
you were like, now
back, like.
like we're like, now this is getting ridiculous.
Well, I think that was a 15-match card. I want to say it was a 9-hour. It was a 9-hour card. It was from pre-show to main card.
Yeah,
it was 9 hours.
Yeah, because we watched it live. Remember?
Yeah,
you watched it.
Died by it.
And
sleep deprivation.
And like,
and that was when that was on a Sunday, and we were in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Monday morning, like straight into a lecture.
Because was that the Mania Nakamura and Styles?
No, that was 34. That was the year before.
So
that was Rollins and Lesnar, and
that was great. That was a great start.
It was Roman's first Mania back after coming back.
It was Angle's retirement. Because people were fucking
against Corbin,
and people were fucking wrecked by the time.
What was the WWE title match?
I
can't remember.
WWE title.
Actually, Kofi and Bryan, yeah.
That was very early on the show.
It was mid card. It was like the intermission.
Yeah, but yeah, that was like the one where they were like, okay, this is getting ridiculous.
This needs to be 2 nights now, like,
because everyone was staying in New York as well, and the thing finished at like 1 a.m. It was in New Jersey, and all the public transport was shut down. People were stranded in New Jersey because of that.
It was ridiculous,
yeah.
And like there was rumors that this year it wouldn't be 2 nights, and then it went 2 nights. And there was rumours already circulating next year that it won't be 2 nights next year.
No, they officially announced last week that from now on WrestleMania is 2 nights.
It better be, right?
No,
it is better.
They announced that, yeah.
Good, because it is better. And like you said, like if you want to do that many matches and you want to fucking fit that much into it, like you need the 2 nighs.
You need 2 nights, yeah.
You can't do it all.
But that WrestleMania was when people started saying, okay, this
is taking the piss,
yeah.
Like, yeah.
But,
so yeah, look, we have 2 nights to get through, so we'll get going. We'll kick things off. Big match to kick things off. It is the Raw Women's Championship match. It is Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch defending her title against Bianca Belair in what is not a hair versus hair match or a hair versus title match yet.
Yes.
But it certainly seems that they're leaning that way.
Yes.
It hasn't been officially made that, but like the whole feud is circulated around hair. So
right. So 2 things, right? I was confused by last Monday.
Yeah.
Because, like, what Bianca did was a very heelish thing to do.
Cut Becky's hair.
Cut someone's hair.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks ago, Bianca was injured.
Yeah,
Becky
injured her neck, yeah.
Yeah.
Or throat or something.
But she was actually legit injured. She wasn't in the...
Oh, she actually legit injured?
There was a legit reason why she wasn't on the show.
I thought it was just kayfabe.
But, so what I think was... The idea was Becky was going to cut Bianca's hair and then Bianca get her back, and that's how we lead into Mania. They were the plan for the 2 weeks, and because she missed the week,
yeah, they couldn't.
They just still went with Becky getting her hair cut.
Yeah,
because now you have sympathy on Becky coming in, who is the heel. But you do, like, in a kayfabe sense.
Right? In a kayfabe sense, yeah.
Yeah, I know you do, like, but you'll just have
no, but like you don't.
Anyway.
No, do you honestly have sympathy for Becky though?
I'm just talking from a character perspective.
From character perspective, I do.
No, I don't have sympathy for the real life Rebecca Lynch. She got paid millions of dollars to get her hair cut. No, I've no. But I'm on about from a character standpoint.
Yeah.
You
did you see the picture she put up?
No, it looks cool.
It actually
she looks
suits,
cool. Yeah,
it
looks class. But what I'm saying is, like, it's a very babyface thing to happen.
No, it is.
Right leading into Mania. Yeah. And I'm just very confused as to what's going to happen. And plus, Bianca got the one up on Becky on the go home show. So if you're going by logic, Becky wins. But if you think back to SummerSlam, then you have to have Bianca win.
You have to have Bianca win.
But I don't even think they're even... Because they haven't really acknowledged it.
That feud, yeah. No, I think this is being treated as a different entity. Like.
Yeah. And that's one of my pet peeves with WWE, that they don't acknowledge history anymore.
Yeah.
But for that reason, I think Becky Lynch is winning.
Interesting. I'm going the opposite to you.
I think they're gonna fuck Bianca Belair here. Like, I think Becky is gonna
scalp her.
Becky is gonna beat her and then cut her hair. And it's just gonna keep completely castrating.
It could happen. It definitely could happen. Because that is the thing, isn't it, with Bianca? Like, because her hair, the braid was like such a part of her gimmick that like it's only a matter of time. But no, I'm gonna stick to my guns here, and I know they haven't acknowledged it at all, but I'm gonna have Bianca avenge her loss here, and I actually do think this is gonna open. I think so too. I think this is gonna open, and with that logic, big babyface win to open the card. Although saying that, last year Lashley beat McIntyre, so that isn't always the case. But no, I'm gonna stick with Bianca. if they change it to a hair match, if last minute they add in the stipulation that it's a hair match, then I'm definitely going Bianca. I'll definitely if it's title versus hair, then I'll definitely go Bianca. If Becky's not getting her head shaved, but as of right now, I am more 50-50 that Becky might win and do what you said and cut her hair after the match.
Yeah.
And then continue that into Backlash or WrestleMania Backlash, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I'm going to Bianca Belair to win. Because the thing is, well, I'm just from going through the card myself, it is WrestleMania. There are going to be title changes, so I am kind of picking the ones that I feel like are more likely.
Okay.
So, yeah, Becky Lynch. Or no, Bianca Belair.
I think I've gone for every other title change.
Oh really? I think mine's fairly even, like fairly 50-50 for defenses and retentions. But anyway, moving on to a match that I can't wait to talk about, and I say everyone else can't wait for. It is the Mysterios, Rey and Dominic Mysterio, taking on the team of The Miz and Logan Paul. Lucha Logan, as he's now being called.
Have you seen the training videos?
Yeah, I've seen the training videos.
Now, they can be heavily edited.
Yeah.
But he looks half decent.
Well, this thing, Logan Paul is...
He was a college wrestler. Like.
Yeah, he's a young man, and we know he's in good shape.
Yeah.
So, I think he'll be carryable. Do you know what I mean? Like, he won't be... I'm not saying he's going to go out there and be Shawn Michaels, but, like, he's going to be half decent. Because he's in there with The Miz, right, who is a veteran now at this point.
And he's in there with Rey Mysterio.
And Rey Mysterio. That's the thing. It's Rey Mysterio.
I'd be very surprised. I reckon they'll limit very much as to what Logan Paul and Dominic will do together.
Yeah, I think it'll be Rey and Logan and then Miz and Dominic.
Yeah.
Because
you need someone to lead.
Yeah.
You need,
Plus, also, Logan's the one wearing Rey's mask going around the place, so I feel like they might build into that a little bit and have that be like a little story in the match that, Rey's avenging his mask or whatever.
Who wins?
I'm going the Mysterios in this one. Because, again, there's a few matches with celebrities, so, again, I'm balancing it out a little bit, and I feel like heel celebrities typically don't win their match. So I'm going to go the Mysterios with this one, with... I think Rey probably pins Miz. I don't think Logan Paul's eating a pin here.
I think Dom pins Miz.
Yeah, I think guaranteed Logan Paul's not eating a pin here. And I think what might happen after the match is Mysterio might give a mask to Dominic.
Maybe.
Because that's been a storyline.
I saw that leaning in that they're saying he needs to earn his mask. Yeah. So
his first WrestleMania victory.
I'm going Dominic as well. It's like getting his black belt.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. They all start whipping him.
I'm going Dom and Rey as well. I think it'll be a cool kind of feel good moment for father and son to win at WrestleMania and stuff like that. Because they should have won the titles at Mania last year, but it was on.
Did they wrestle last year?
Smackdown.
Oh yeah.
They did that weird
Smackdown Mania.
Mania.
Joe, what's weird? How many people do you think are actually going to not buy WrestleMania, but watch WrestleMania because of Logan Paul? How much of an influence do you actually think he's going to have on his card?
I don't think that's a thing anymore, really.
Yeah.
I think in the pay-per-view model, you would have sold pay-per-views on that. I think it was a subscription model. I don't think these.
But this is my argument, because I'm like, what is the point then?
It makes the news. It makes ESPN. It makes SportsCenter.
Yeah. So by that logic, though, would you not think that would drive up subscriptions?
No, because it'll make SportsCenter after Mania.
Yeah.
It's exposure for WWE and YouTube hits.
Yeah. Well, yeah. YouTube hits.
Which is a big metric for them. But again,
like, it's so funny because we'll talk about it later on, but like later on in the card we've another celebrity match featuring Johnny Knoxville, who
definitely isn't strong numbers.
No, because if this was WrestleMania X7, then maybe you would have gotten a few pay-per-view buys.
Yeah.
But like
definitely isn't
it's 2022.
Like,
Jackass isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah. I know the movie came out like, but
but like it was a bunch of dads going, and all their sons going. So yeah, but look, because that is the thing I wonder when WWE bring in celebrities, and they have to pick people who have an interest, people who want to do this, and
like it's whittled down like it is.
Because like last year with Bad Bunny, like I was like very few people who weren't Latin American probably knew who Bad
I
Bunny
didn't
was.
know who Bad Bunny was.
I had heard of him only because of the Booker T song.
Yeah.
And then, but so when that came about, I was like, how much of an actual influence is he gonna have on this card? And probably within the Latin American community, probably.
Well, his numbers done really well because the YouTube numbers were huge.
Yeah, huge. Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking with Logan Paul. He's gonna have all these fucking little, all his little legion.
No, he will, and I do see the reason behind it. You know, they did it with Mayweather. It got mainstream.
Well, Mayweather is a tad different, though, I will say.
Not necessarily anymore. Like Logan
Well,
Paul
in terms of popularity, yeah.
Like Logan Paul is one of the biggest names in like YouTube and in internet. In
streaming, like,
yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, so
in the current age, like.
Yeah, so he fought Floyd Mayweather. You know.
Yeah, he did.
So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's a strange one, but like it's such a weird match, isn't it? Why is this match a thing?
Very strange.
How did this come about? Who suggested this?
And this is his second WrestleMania appearance in a row.
Yeah, remember last year with Owens?
That was even stranger because he wasn't involved in the match. He was just
sitting there going,
"Woo!" Took a stunner.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next match, the next biggest match on this card, the one I cannot wait for. It is Drew McIntyre going 1-on-1 with Happy Corbin. How long is this being built? Don't do long-term storylines, my arse.
Has there been a bigger fall from grace in terms of WrestleMania since?
For Drew? It probably has been.
2 years ago, main evented and won the WWE title in the main event. Last year, opened the card in the WWE title match.
Yeah.
This year.
Can
you think of a bigger fall from grace?
It probably is. I mean,
someone who headlined.
I'm trying to think now off the top.
The only one I can think of is Austin at 18.
18?
Remember he wrestled Scott Hall at 18? It was kind of a throw match.
Yeah. But even still, it was
I wouldn't even consider that a fall from grace.
It was a big storyline, like, you know. It was the NWO in WWE, like, and...
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like... Just recently, off the top of my head, like I'm thinking Damian Priest. He was in one of the most marquee matches last year, and he's not even on the card this year.
Yeah.
So
well, you're talking like you said the same about John Morrison.
Yeah, but he's released, and that's the thing. I was thinking, like, you could look at people like
Braun,
like people who wrestled and then were released by the next year.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about in terms of WrestleMania and moving down on the card, because I'm trying to think. Right, there's probably one or two matches on this card that I care less than this match. This is there.
This is for me. This is the one that I genuinely couldn't give less of a shit about.
Tag.
Well, that too, but like at least there's stakes. At least there's a title. But like with this match, I have a theory behind this match. Right, I have a theory, and this is the only logical explanation.
You're the only one.
No. This is so. Drew obviously got drafted to SmackDown back when the draft happened, right? Drew was he was one of the top names on Raw, and they pigeonholed themselves over there because they were like, as long as Lashley's champion, he can't challenge, whatever. So they were like, fuck, what do we do with Drew? So we draft him to SmackDown, we put him over there, and then Roman's champion over here. So you're like, oh fuck, we can't have him face Roman because we don't want Roman losing, and then we don't want Drew losing either because we don't want him looking weak. So we'll have him face Baron Corbin for the foreseeable. Because we know that he can beat the shit out of Baron Corbin and Madcap Moss for the next couple of months. Yeah. Look fine. Corbin and Moss don't lose any heat because no one gives a fuck about them anyway. And then after WrestleMania, we'll transition Drew into the world title picture. Because that's what I think is happening. Yeah, after WrestleMania, Drew's going to be the first in line.
And the thing is, right, I think once you hit that and you go Drew and Roman, we saw it 2 years ago at Survivor Series. They can have a fucking great match.
They can have a great match.
But
considering it, well, if it is Roman.
And I genuinely think if Brock hadn't re-signed, this would have been the main event. It would have been Drew and Roman.
Yeah, it could have been. A lot of people thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but I just think Vince is obsessed with Brock and Roman. No, he genuinely is.
Do you know what though?
Third time going to the well. Like.
Do you know what though? This time is different.
Oh, this is the right time to do it.
And this is the one. I'm excited this is for, the one.
But like, it was the third time lucky. Like,
if this flops. Never again. They can't ever do this again.
They can't, and it won't flop. This will be the one,
won't.
But like it's different circumstances. But anyway,
Drew and Corbin, Happy Corbin. Who wins?
I'm insulted you asked me that question, right? Drew.
Drew surely wins. Come on. In minutes, hopefully. Don't drag this one out. Do you know how, like, people talk about time constraints on a WrestleMania? If you're cutting time, this is the one.
Or if you have to cut a match completely. There you go. Off you go.
No, but, like, this better not be getting 10 minutes. I'm talking 5 fucking minutes maximum. Like,
it'll get 10.
It will get 10, won't it? But, like, it's...
It'll get 10 so people can go for a piss, like.
How much piss do you think I have?
Yeah, but like queues, like queues are strong. There'll be a lot of people going for piss at that match. Like there's 100,000 people in the stadium.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly.
Well,
yeah.
Wink, wink.
And have you seen the tickets still available for Mania?
Are they still available? Are they?
Are they still available? Half the stadium is still available for them.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because they're not doing? Is that because they're not doing the bundle? They don't do a bundle.
They don't do a bundle. They definitely should. But
they absolutely should. They would fucking sell out in minutes if they did a bundle.
Yeah.
Because
you're selling 200,000 tickets.
and also you're like, and also you're saying to like, you're like, what do I want to see? Do I want to see Roman and Brock, or do I want to see?
I think night 2 is fairly sold out. But
night 2 is the better night, I think, but. There is stuff on night 1 that I would want to see if I was there. Yeah. Do you want to see Steve Austin return, or do you want to see Roman Brock?
Yeah, but we don't even know what that is, Steve Austin's return.
Yeah, but it's still Steve Austin. Do you want to see when's the next time we're going to be able to see Steve Austin?
I do.
Plus it's Texas.
Next WrestleMania.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. But yeah, look, I mean, it's bizarre the way they've done the tickets, but Corbin and McIntyre is definitely not the way to sell tickets here.
Oh, no.
But yeah, look, McIntyre's winning, obviously. Moving on. Next up, it is the Smackdown Tag Team Championship match. It is the Smackdown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, defending their titles against the team of Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs.
This is news to me. I didn't even know.
Did you not know this was on the card? This has been announced for weeks. This was actually one of the first matches announced.
Was it?
This is one of the first matches announced for WrestleMania. I'm talking probably 4th match announced. Honest to God, it was like...
I was confused because I always, like, it looked at me, or at Elimination Chamber, that it was going to be Viking Raiders.
No, they did that.
I know they did it.
Yeah.
But, that should have been the match, I think.
Yeah. I mean...
Or at least do a triple...
Yeah, but I think the thing is that Nakamura and Boogs is a bit fresher. I think Viking Raiders are...
get Pat McAfee to do his wrestling.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
It really is.
But, like, yeah. I mean...
Who wins? Are you asking me who wins?
Who wins?
Nakamura and Boogs.
Really? Do you think? I'm going the Usos. I'm going the Usos to retain because...
Well, maybe the bloodline, yeah.
But my thing is, right, I don't mind the pairing of Nakamura and Boogs. It's fine. But I don't want them as a tag team. I don't mind Boogs being his hype man and fucking screaming and shouting for him. But, like... as an actual competitive tag team. Even though Boogs is pretty impressive in terms of...
No, I think they'll win.
No, they could. I think this is pretty up in the air. I think this could genuinely go either way. If they win, I won't be surprised at all, you know. But, yeah. I don't know. There's something about the team of Nakamura and Boogs. It's a bit strange to me, but it works in one sense, but it's also bizarre. I don't know. I'm going to go the Usos anyway, because... Okay. I prefer the Usos. Moving on to another tag team match, and oh god, I hate this match. This might be the one I might care less about than McIntyre and Corbin. It is the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston taking on the team of Sheamus and Ridge Holland. And the only reason I don't like this match is because it's cursed.
Well, it was supposed to be the 6-man.
It was supposed to be a 6-man.
And which would have been cool because it would have been the return of the New Day. When was the last time the New Day wrestled the 6-man?
I don't know. Probably when they wrestled the Shield that time, maybe.
Yeah, like that's a long time.
Yeah, like 3 years ago.
But
longer.
Yeah, I think the New Day wins.
Yeah.
Well, I think we will see an appearance of Big E.
Think.
Yeah.
In a brace.
Yeah. He can do the Joel Gertner thing with the brace. Like,
yeah.
But, no, I do think just as a feel good, let us all know
he's okay. Yeah. Because the thing is, Butch is ringside for Butch with his weird fucking peaky cap with a big massive bulge in it to hide his top knot. Yeah, Butch.
Yeah.
Butch. For God's sakes. I love how Ridge Holland got to keep his name. And
Pete Dunne didn't.
Yeah, I know.
One of the biggest names in British wrestling in the last 10 years didn't get to keep his name.
Yeah.
And they named him Butch.
Butch. That was the best they could do. Who? Like, that had to have been Vince. Vince himself had to come up with that. Vince himself had to, like, throw that out there. There's no way an actual human being would have gone, let's call him Butch. I don't know. Anyway.
I hope to God the New Day beat him and we never see that combination ever again.
Of the three boys?
Yeah.
Do you not like that? I don't mind the actual
No, like, we just forget about it. Forget it ever happened.
Yeah,
right?
just go back to being Pete Dunne.
Like the Men in Black.
Yeah.
And he goes back to being Pete Dunne.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind
Which I
that.
genuinely could see happening.
I could see that happening too, yeah. Or else even, I don't even care, just get rid of Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne goes away.
yeah.
I don't care if Sheamus and Ridge Holland stay a thing, but like,
yeah,
Pete Dunne, go back to being Pete Dunne, please.
Yeah, please.
But yeah, no, I think the New Day win here as well. You said New Day as well. Yeah. New Day win. Next up, this one is actually one of the ones that I think everyone is intrigued for.
Seth.
It is Seth freaking Rollins versus TBA. It is Seth Rollins versus an opponent that Vince McMahon will announce when Rollins is in the ring. It's going to be one of two people.
Oh, God. Don't.
It's one of two people. It's the one that we all hope it's going to be. Or it's the one that everyone thinks it probably could be.
I know, that probably could be.
There's a chance. There's always a chance that it could be Shane
I
McMahon.
give it a 15% chance that it's Shane
Still
McMahon.
a chance. That's pretty...
Oh, yeah.
People have done... I like them odds. It could be Shane McMahon.
You know what I could see them doing? Right.
Shane comes out. Bait and switch.
Shane comes out and Seth beats him in a minute and a half or something.
Yeah.
You know, does what he should do to a non-wrestler.
To a 50-year-old man.
And make everything right with Shane as well after that Royal Rumble debacle. But beats him in a minute and a half and he's like, that was too easy. And Vince is like, luckily I have a plan B.
Yeah.
And have the whole thing of the crescendo coming down.
Himself! Everybody look, it's Cody Rhodes!
The thing is, right, as well, because there's been reports that the plan is to keep him as the American... Everything he's been in AEW.
Apparently they want to treat him like a big deal.
There's not enough fireworks in the world for a WrestleMania entrance.
Charlotte Flair is going to be
American
fuming because there's not going to be enough fireworks for her entrance.
He's going to blow the power in AT&T
Joe, I would love, right? I don't want them to... I don't...
It's a roofed stadium. Do you think the fireworks will catch fire?
The whole stadium
will burn down the Cowboys.
Burn it down! No, Joe, I hope... Well, I don't hope they do it. I don't want them to do this. But I can see them doing it. Seth's in the ring. No music. And then, like, Vince McMahon's like, and your opponent. And, like, no music, nothing. Nothing happens. And next thing, Pharaoh starts sprinting down the ramp. And everyone's like, what the hell? And then it's like, adrenaline! But I don't want Pharaoh anywhere near a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
But,
that poor dog.
Yeah. But, yeah, look. How in agreement are we that it's Cody Rhodes?
Like me and you, or
how sure are you?
Like as I said, I'm 85%.
85.
Sure.
You're like
no, 80. Right? I'm 15 Shane, 5 that it's someone else.
Yeah.
And then
80
that it's Cody.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Has to be Cody.
It has to be.
It's too lined up, as in like the fact that he left AEW. He's apparently signed a deal with WWE for the last like 4 weeks or something. All these rumors that they're going to treat him like a big deal.
I think if they don't do it, it's...
You're fucking tanking WrestleMania.
No, I don't think you're tanking WrestleMania, no. But if you don't do it, then you're making it harder for him when he actually does appear.
Yeah.
Because there was that thing in Jacksonville 3 weeks ago where everyone thought it was him.
They thought it was going to be him, yeah.
And I don't know why they did it. Like, why have Seth main event if you're not going to do it?
Yeah.
You know, like, it's fooling people into watching Raw.
Yeah, that's what they do that all the time. Though.
Yeah, but like you have to deliver it sometime, or else people are just gonna fucking stop watching.
Yeah.
But so there's that, right? And then And then if they don't do it now, and even if he returns the next night on Raw, it's not going to be
the same.
Yeah.
No. It has to be now. It has to be now, or else there is no point.
Or else you've jumped the shark with it.
Yeah,
like you have.
You're taking the piss then at that point. Like, and the thing is, if he does come out, if it is him, and I mean, I'm like you.
I think it will be.
I think it will be. And if he does come out, I think it's going to be akin to when the Hardys came back at 33.
I think it's going to be huge.
I think it's going to be a WrestleMania moment for the ages.
It is, yeah.
Because, especially now, given where Cody Rhodes is in the wrestling landscape.
But especially because, think about 2 months ago, no one ever thought this
Mr. AEW. I mean, if you went into this year, imagine January 1st, 2022, you wake up on New Year's Day and you're like, I bet you Cody Rhodes is going to wrestle at WrestleMania.
They'd be like, get into that mental institution now.
How much, are you still drunk?
Yeah.
They're going to be like, that. Do you know what I mean? You'd sound like a lunatic. He was Mr. AEW. He was Mr. Anti-WWE. He was Mr. The world doesn't start and end with WWE. There's a thing outside of it. You can be a wrestler and successful at it outside of WWE.
Yeah. And he proved that.
And
he did.
And that's the thing. He went out and he did that. And that's why he's back now in this position. Wrestling one of the top guys in WWE in a huge match. That'll probably be fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm assuming if it is Cody Rhodes, we're both going that he wins this match.
I don't know.
See, right? Would it be like WWE to have a guy who spent a lot of time wrestling on TNT come down and face a guy who uses a pedigree as a finishing move and have him lose his return match? Would that be a WWE thing to do? I don't know. I don't think they've ever done that.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever
I don't
done
know.
that.
I genuinely don't know.
I think it's not as clean cut.
I think now.
If the Sting match taught us anything.
I think...
Because you know
your dad was in WCW.
Get over here. Because you know that'll be a spot. You know Rollins going to hit a pedigree. And And everyone's going to go, oh no!
I know, right? I think Cody does win now because it's a surprise.
Yeah.
If he had debuted 3 weeks ago, I'd be going Rollins.
Yeah, then you're like, oof, I don't know about that one now.
Because they love doing it. They love... And it's not even a thing of, I think they like to bring people in and have them lose starting off, so to prove, or have them prove that they're willing to do business. They did it with AJ. AJ lost to Jericho at Mania, and then won the 4-way the next day.
Beat him. He beat him at Fastlane or whatever the pay per view before was, and then at Mania. Then they became a team for 2 weeks, and then they broke up, and then Jericho beat him. And then he won the 4-way.
Then the 4-way the next day. So you could do something like that. Because apparently the plan is whoever does win the thing, it's
them, yeah. Yeah, I think.
But see, the way Seth Rollins is at the moment, he can take a loss.
Yeah, no, he could, because it feeds his character.
I hope he changes his character soon.
Really? Do you not like it?
It's too cartoonish.
Joe, what he said for me, and it ruined the character for me.
Well.
He said that my character is like a narcissistic joker, and I was like, once he said that, I started seeing all the things he's doing to try and be like the Joker. Like the laughing all the time and the outlandish suits and stuff like that. And once he said that, it kind of ruined it for me.
But I think it's time to change it. Or
just
else...
tweak it a bit anyway, at least.
Tweak it. Now, leading into... This isn't my prediction, but I'm just putting it out there. It would be pretty interesting, right? If you need someone to remind Seth Rollins of who he actually was, and you're a top guy, stop doing this shit.
Don't do this to me, Jack.
You need to go back to his roots.
Don't do this to me.
And how do you go back to his roots?
Don't. He's done. He's retired.
Have the cerebral assassin.
No, I can't.
Remind him
of
who he actually is. And what better way to remind Seth Rollins of who he is when you're the cerebral assassin than going after the guy who smashed the throne and tried to prove that he was better and took so many shots at you.
Yeah, that'd be class.
What if Triple H gets involved here? Right?
Doesn't
wrestle.
Yeah, just
wrestle behind Triple H. What if we get an Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, and no, not shoot him.
Pulls out the Glock.
I meant Arn Anderson in Ric Flair and Undertaker type moment. Would not shoot him. I meant like, what if like
runs in
Cody's thing and runs in and pedigree. Imagine pedigree like Triple H pedigree and Cody Rhodes.
Or even a spine buster because he's got a fantastic spine buster.
Pedigree would be cool.
Pedigree would be class.
And just him doing the chop and leaving.
But if you do that though, you're teasing Cody versus Triple H.
Arn Anderson didn't wrestle Undertaker.
Yeah, I know, because no one wanted to see that. No. People have been fantasy booking Cody versus
How dare
Triple H.
you, sir?
I'm sorry, no. Come on. No one fantasy booked Undertaker versus Arn Anderson. Everyone was fantasy booking Cody versus Triple H. No. The minute AEW formed, people were like, that's the match we want to see. Shut up.
It was Austin and Goldberg in the Monday Wars. It was Austin and Goldberg. It was Rock and Hogan. And it was Arn Anderson versus the Undertaker.
Forget your Sting. But no, come on now. You can't do that. Maybe after Mania you can have Triple H do something with Rollins.
The second I mentioned Arn Anderson, you just assumed I was talking about Triple H taking out a gun.
I put out the Glock.
Well, I have a picture of Triple H like Elmer Fudd at wrestling.
Go on, Woad. It's Woad season. Yeah. But no, come on. Cody, yeah. I mean, I'm fairly convinced Cody's winning.
Right, let's go through who else he's teased.
So he's teased John Cena.
Yeah.
It can't be him. He's teased Mustafa Ali, who actually at least there's a chance.
It'd be a great match.
It'd be a great match. It'd be kind of weird. It would be like 4 crusties. Mustafa Ali, Rob Van Dam, which would be cool.
We only met 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Could have asked him.
And hey. And the thing is, that is one that actually could happen, and it could be. But I feel like if it's Rob Van Dam, you're talking Rey Mysterio, Royal Rumble 2015 or 14. What one did he come out last?
The only guy, if it's not going to be Cody, that get away with it, and he did tease it, is Scott fucking Steiner, right? If the siren circle,
big pop and pump,
if he comes out, then I'll lose my shit.
We know he'll be there. He'll be there.
I did see people say Goldberg, and that is scaring me.
That actually isn't a bad call. That's not. I didn't even think of that, and that's not even a bad call. I was worried of Shane McMahon, but the fact that Rollins teased it kind of put me at ease a bit, because I was like, yeah, I probably won't.
But you know what? If it is Cody, then I'll take my hats off to WWE, because they've done a great job of making us not think it's Cody.
Yeah,
when everyone should think it's Cody.
Yeah,
and they've done a great job now of building it up that when it is Cody,
we will lose our shit. I'm glad this is on night one as well, because at least we're going to be watching together, and we're going to fucking freak out. But if it isn't, I'll just cry.
If Shane McMahon comes out, I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're going to do.
I'm going home.
Sit in the car.
Just sit there. Yeah. But if it's Cena, I wouldn't care that much. It's not going to be. But if it was Cena, I wouldn't mind. It wouldn't bother me.
It'd be cool. Like,
it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me. And I know they can have. We know they can have a fantastic match together.
Yeah.
If it's RVD, you'd be like, cool, but you're not what we wanted.
Yeah.
Ali, no one will give a shit. It'll be good, but no one will give a shit. Steiner, everyone will freak out. If it's Steiner, people will.
If it's not Cody, it has to be Scott Steiner.
But I can't see why it would be Scott Steiner. I'm officially ruling out everyone he gift, because I don't think he would have put out people that he gift. If he put up a gift with Cody Rhodes right now, I would have been like, no, it's not going to be Cody.
Let's see. He's probably after updating. All right, keep talking there, and we'll.
Goldberg is scaring me though. I actually haven't even considered that.
He also gifted Marco Stunt.
Yeah, so it's definitely not Marco Stunt.
And Ringside News ran a report being like, is it possible that an AEW contracted wrestler is going to wrestle Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? And I clicked into it. It was Marco Stunt, and I was like, fuck yourselves.
No. I saw he was released due to budget cuts.
He's not released yet.
Yeah.
Yet
Rollins?
No, he's not released yet, because it's his contract's not made, they're just letting his contract run out.
Yeah, I mean, it's Marco
Alright,
Stunt.
so he gifted Bailey.
Yeah, she's due back. Where was she? Oh, she was at a Spurs game recently. Did you see that? Not a
Right, so
San Antonio Spurs, not Tottenham.
Oh, right. I was like, does she like misery? Right,
Well,
so these are people that he's gift, right? So Veer Mahan, no.
Did he give Veer?
He did, yeah. Shane.
It can't be Veer because they announced that Veer is back.
Debuted
on Raw. Will he though? I'm doubtful.
No. Shane.
Yeah, nah.
Mustafa.
I mean, maybe.
Mustafa Ali.
No, it won't be him.
Cena.
Meh.
RVD.
I really can't see being RVD. Big Papa Pump. Big Papa Pump.
Elias, he also gets.
Did he tease Elias? That's going to be the same as like the Ali match. Yeah. 4 Crusties. Did you see that thing? And it was like Ali, Seth, Elias, and Drew or something.
Yeah.
And it was like small, medium, large, extra large.
But Bailey and Marco Stunt are the people he's gift.
Yeah, see. No Goldberg and no Cody.
It'll come down to those two. Yeah.
Oh, if it's Goldberg, I'll cry.
It will be. No.
It won't will be, but he's more likely than Shane.
Yeah. Like, there's been reports that Shane is going to be involved at WrestleMania, but I do think that they might have just leaked that information out falsely.
They're just using Shane as a scapegoat.
They really are. Like, but like, I think I just to throw red herring, I think it is Cody.
It should be Cody.
Gone to the head, I think it's Cody.
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking me, if it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, find Lancer.
Yeah, it's Cody.
It's Cody Rhodes.
And Cody wins.
And Cody wins if it is. Yeah. If it's Goldberg wins. But
if it's Scott Steiner
wins.
And we get Steiner. We get the dream match of Steiner and Brock.
Stop being so hyped for that. You were the same when Goldberg came back.
Saudi Arabia, we'll get Scott Steiner and Brock Lesnar.
Pressing him up. Frankensteiners.
We've been for months saying that we don't know who's the guy to beat Roman. It's Scott Steiner.
Oh, what if? Oh God, this would be a letdown.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah,
I've seen that. I've seen people say that.
What if it's Steiner? Steiner's music hits and then.
No, I've seen people say that. I've seen people say that Breaker somehow loses.
I don't
Stand and deliver because Stand delivers that day.
Yeah, I don't think he is. I think he is losing to Ziggler.
Yeah, but like, and then that's it's that day and that night. Then he's WrestleMania.
Because I saw people theorizing, because I don't think it's announced, but the people saying, what if he inducts the Steiners into the Hall of Fame, and he changes his name at the ceremony to Braun Steiner. Or,
maybe. I don't know who's going to induct the Steiners into the Hall of Fame.
I mean, Braun is a pretty decent shout. I mean, he is related to them, so son and nephew.
Like Triple H, but like they hate each other. Well, he hates him.
Yeah, he hates.
But
him.
I would have to imagine
probably
that
some tag team
for them to go into the Hall of Fame. I'd imagine that Triple H was the guy who contacted them. So
yeah. Maybe he definitely rang Rick and was like, "Can you ask?"
Or else it'd be a weird one. Remember when Warrior went in and Linda McMahon inducted him? And it was just the most random.
They might do that. But I got a feeling they might use some fucking random tag team, fucking, I don't know, Alpha Academy, like that, like Chad Gable or something. Someone who is similar in style to them or something like. Do you know what I mean?
Like the New Day when they inducted the Freebirds.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Something like that, or Jason Jordan or something will make an appearance and induct him. Do you know what I mean?
Anyway, you would it is because it's very hard to call.
I'm gonna be when that match is
Booker
coming up.
T maybe.
I thought you meant as Seth's opponent.
Yeah.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Shucky ducky quack quack return of the week.
It is in Texas. But Booker might be good call. What I was gonna say, when that match is coming on, I'm gonna be pissing myself with anticipation. Fear, genuine. I'm gonna have actual butterflies for that match. I think. Up until whoever comes out.
I was the same with Goldberg and Roman. It's gonna be the same feeling.
It's gonna be that feeling, of it can either be the best thing ever.
I think it's gonna make or break night one. It might make the entire weekend.
Yeah,
or break the entire weekend.
I don't know about the entire weekend because there's enough there to forget, but it will make or break night one.
It's akin to the Fiend and Orton at last year's Mania.
Yeah.
Where it has the potential to ruin.
It has potential to be unbelievable, or also has the potential to be terrible.
Ruin.
Yeah. And that's what this is. So hopefully it's the former. And next up, it is the SmackDown Women's Championship match. It is SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair defending her title against the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble winner, Ronda Rousey. Before we actually get into predictions of this match, I have to bring this up because it's so funny. I couldn't help but laugh.
Go on.
I don't know if you saw, but Ronda Rousey was a guest on the Ellen DeGeneres show this week. But she was on there, right? And Ellen DeGeneres asked her about her daughter's name, because obviously her daughter has a traditional Hawaiian name because her husband Travis Brown is Hawaiian.
Yeah.
So she obviously has this big massive long name that I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
I don't. They call her Poe for short.
Okay.
So she said her name and she said it like so fluently and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then Ellen DeGeneres is like, your sons have Hawaiian names as well, don't they? And I was like, sons? She only has the one. And I was like, yeah, Travis Brown has 2 kids from a previous relationship that Ronda Rousey has a hand in.
Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, their name is Lekeu, and then she was like, their middle names, they're like, their names are much shorter, but their middle names then are like really long. And she was like, yeah, their middle names are whatever, I think. And Jen was like, you think? What the hell do you mean?
Our kids, like.
I don't know, but I was like, but like they never established that. So anyone who didn't know, because like the only reason I'm bringing this up is because today I was watching television. My mom was sitting on the other couch and she was on her phone scrolling through Facebook or whatever, and that came up and she was like, oh, she had a girl. I was like, who? And she was like, Ronda Rousey. I was like,
that was months ago.
I know, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then she was like, and then I was listening to the interview and I heard her being like, talking about, oh, they never mentioned, oh, you know, your stepsons or whatever. They were like, your sons.
Well, I think they have legal custody over the kids.
Yeah, they probably do. But like she was like, yeah, I think that's
because the mother didn't she like falsely accuse him of being
abusive,
and it ended up that like she was not.
Yeah, but anyway, I thought I'd bring that up because I just thought it was hilarious that they never actually took the time to go, yeah, they're not my biological children. But anyway, Charlotte versus Ronda. Moving on. Charlotte versus Ronda. Who do you have and why?
Ronda.
Yeah.
I could see Charlotte.
No, because the title, she's the champion. If she wasn't the champion, it'd be a lot more even.
Matter.
No, it does matter. It does matter. When Charlotte Flair is chasing a title, then you always back her. If she's the champion, she's more likely to lose it because they're trying to get her as many.
Asuka's streak as champion.
True, but there was something to gain from that.
I just poked a hole in your argument, sir.
True, but you know I'm right as well, though. You know that it is.
I think it's just Charlotte Flair.
But who are you picking though? But who are you picking?
I'm picking Ronda Rousey.
Oh, yeah.
But it would not surprise me in the slightest if Charlotte beats her.
The fact that I said all that now means she probably is going to win now, and you're going to go.
There's always one. You always have one.
I always have one that like just fucks.
You also have one stinker.
Yeah.
Was it Lashley last year? Did I go Lashley last year?
You went Lashley, yeah, and I was like, no way.
And that time Asuka as well. I went Charlotte.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. But what you call them? What's her name? Charlotte and Ronda. Yeah, I'm going Ronda as well.
It makes sense to go Ronda.
I mean, it does.
I think
she taps there.
I think Ronda and Becky win, and we go to next year's Mania with 2 of them as undefeated champions the whole way.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a thing that apparently the plan is to do Ronda and Becky at Mania at 39, and I was like, they don't know if they're doing it 39.
The only other way I could see it going is if Becky costs Ronda here, like WrestleMania 27.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe. You could, yeah, but like, yeah, I guess. But I don't know, does that match warrant a year hype? Like, do you know what I mean? I don't mind them doing it next year. I don't mind them building towards it at like SummerSlam or whatever. But like, it's not the Rock's. It's not the Rock versus Cena.
No, I know that, and I don't think they'll set it for a year. I think they might have a match at SummerSlam or something like that, but like it doesn't end like definitively, and then you build to Mania. I do think the match next year at Mania is Ronda and Becky.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be. And I think if that happens, I think it's the biggest singles women's match of all time.
Well, it will main event one of the two nights, like, do you know.
Yeah.
It'll have to be like you'll have to.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's the match that we should have gotten.
It's the match that should be at this wrestling.
It's the match that's by that time 4 years in the making, like.
Yeah.
So, because I think the two matches that need to get made at Mania next year are that and Rock and Roman.
Yeah.
And
apparently, and I know this has been said in the past, apparently that's the plan.
That is the plan, yeah. I read that. But I'm also like, it's a year away. And
WrestleMania goes Hollywood.
I mean, no, like if they're doing it, it has to be next year. It has to be next year. But like we were like a month away from Mania this year, and they were like, we don't know what
we don't know what the card is.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
Do you know? So
I'm just putting it out there, right? And we haven't had discussions about this, but if it is Rock and Roman next year, we're going.
It's also Los Angeles, so.
Yeah, but if like the Rock's retirement match, we're going.
Presuming it is his retirement. I mean,
it will be.
It's one of those things, though. I mean, any match could be his retirement match at this point.
Well, I think he only has one more match left.
Well, there's only one more match that has intrigue, and that's Roman.
And plus the amount of effort that it takes. It's been 10 years since he's wrestled because he got injured in his last one, and it halted the production of Hercules.
Yeah, so he won't get another chance.
No, yeah,
his agency
career. And his career and all that,
they're not going to let him do another one. So I read a thing though, it came up, I didn't get a chance to actually read it, but it was apparently The Rock's availability. It was like how available he is next year.
Yeah,
I need to check it because I can't remember I didn't fully go into it, but yeah, I mean,
man's been booked solid for 10 years. That's not even funny, like.
Yeah,
but like that's not even a joke because he's had one match. Like, I'm not counting the Eric Rowan match because that was a rock bottom. That doesn't
bullshit,
count.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
But the
I mean, it counts on his record.
it's the fastest WrestleMania
victory of all time. Yeah. No, I mean, if that happens, like, we'll price flights to LAX.
I priced them and all. No, I've researched this, my friend. It's like to do it same dates this year. I priced it, and it's like it works out as what?
The dates are announced though next year. They are, yeah. Is it the same dates?
No, not the same dates, but I priced the dates of next year's WrestleMania this year.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
And it works out as something like 600, I think, excluding tickets. But tickets are like you can get like a $20 ticket.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we might know it's The Rock.
yeah.
We'll hear his music.
It might be in Anna, or it might be in Inglewood, and we might be in Stockton.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely look into it.
Yeah.
The first podcast recorded from Mania.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? We'll really have to pull connections that weekend or something. We'll have to find someone we've interviewed.
I priced. I think it's flying in on the Friday and flying home on the Tuesday.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was. But it's like a 10-hour round trip, so we just need a good nap on the Friday night and get there.
Or yeah, we just sleep on the plane, like.
I can never sleep.
I can never sleep in a plane either, and I also can never sleep in a bus. But I found a way this year.
But for a 10-hour flight,
10 hour, you will.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because like I had to get a bus. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning, or 5 o'clock a couple of weeks ago to get on a bus for 7. Yeah. I slept.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
if you start saving money now, we'll get there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is WrestleMania week is that week. Do you know, we're bound to know someone who we've interviewed wrestling somewhere.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to fucking meet someone. Pull some live interviews, maybe.
Yeah. No, definitely. But yeah, no. I'm just putting it out there.
Putting it out there. It's on the table.
The Foo Fighters are already taken away from me. The Rock's retirement isn't getting taken away from me.
Yeah, we can talk about it in detail when we're not recording and we're not held to ransom.
No, I'm putting it all on the table now, right?
No, we'll talk about it later.
So we have a point of reference. No!
But what about the kids? They have to go to college.
Grieving, okay?
Let go! Yeah, okay. We'll...
No. I'm just saying, if it is Rock and Roman.
If it's Rock and Roman, then yeah. course.
Because I've had this conversation with my girlfriend as well, and she was like, "But what if Billy can't go?" And I was like, "I'll go myself." I was like, "I'll just go. I'll go," and I'm serious about this. I will go to California myself. I will go. On my Todd, I'll go.
I can't think of any reasons why I wouldn't be able to.
Well, you'd be doing a masters.
I'll be doing a masters, but I mean it's a weekend, and like, I mean my exams.
Emailing. It is the Rock's retirement.
Yeah. Cut me some slack.
Yeah.
As in, and also it's the lecturer who probably knows that it is happening, so I'm going to be like,
yes,
come on.
That's another thing that we need to discuss on this podcast. That we went up to the OTT Scrappermania, and you made the great discovery that while we were queuing to meet Rob Van Dam, that your lecturer
is a closeted wrestling fan.
He was there.
Because I brought it up to him when I saw him next, and he just laughed in my face. But it was a nervous laughter, as if like...
The manager of my gym was also there.
Yeah, you remember, yeah.
Because we confirmed it was actually him.
Yeah.
Because I said to my dad goes to the gym also, and my dad said it to him, and he was like, "Oh yeah," he was like, "I thought I saw him down there, right?" Yeah, it was very random. But
fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know who you're gonna meet at these things. So
yeah, we met Rob Van Dam.
We met Rob Van Dam, but we expected to meet him.
Who was a lovely man. We also met Scotty Tuhati, who wasn't.
Who we won't talk about.
Yeah, of a lovely man.
Yeah,
but
fucking prick. We met Swerve Scott, or Swerve Strickland, who was a sound guy. He was a nice guy.
I just can't get Shaka Khan out of my head.
God damn it! So yeah, Flair and Rosie. Rosie wins. I'm also thinking as well. I think this match might be bad. I have a feeling. I don't know. It could be good, but I have a feeling it might disappoint.
You know what? Since the whole thing with Charlotte and Becky happened, that weird segment on SmackDown, I've always had that kind of thought going into Charlotte Flair matches that will she play ball?
Yeah,
because she potentially won't.
And let's not forget, this isn't main eventing. If rumors are to be believed.
Yeah.
So
nobody's taught Ronda Rousey that yet.
Because you have to take into consideration you have Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, two of the biggest egos, I would say, in...
Well, two of the three, if you count Becky, because I imagine Becky has a big ego.
I would imagine, yeah. But I feel like Becky might be somewhat more...
grounded?
I think you could talk.
Well, I think she'd be more professional.
Yeah, I think you could have a conversation with Becky, and
and talk about irrational.
Yeah, irrational is probably the best word. Yeah, like I feel like Charlotte Flair would go off the handle, and Ronda is like, I'll just go somewhere else.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I'll just go back to making terrible action movies. Yeah, so I think there is going to be that air about this that like, will it be?
Yeah.
Do you know? So, anyway, speaking of the main event.
If it is believed
to be the main event, which, if reports are to be believed, this is what is closing night one. It is... I don't know how to describe it. It is the Kevin Owens...
the confrontation.
It is the Kevin Owens show WrestleMania edition, with Kevin Owens confronting Stone Cold Steve Austin. But every single promo and every single thing to hype this match has been, they're going to kick the shit out of each other.
Did you see his interview with Rich Eisen? Austin?
No.
Like, I don't get it, right? I'd love to someday know the story behind this and the marketing of it and the why it's being advertised not as a match.
Yeah.
Because Austin's interview, he's coming back.
Yeah.
In the interview, he said, like, with Rich Eisen, he was like, I'm doing this for me. Like, I didn't get to go out on my terms, well, whatever, 19 years ago, whatever 19, it was.
Yeah.
And he said, and I'm doing this for me to be able to go out on my terms. And he was like, I'm not sure whether, he's like, I'm scared that whether I'm not going to be the same Steve Austin again. But he was like, that's what excites me about this, and that's why I'm doing it. He was like, the nerves are back, and that's why. Like, listen to what I just said. Like, that's a match.
Yeah. But, like, don't even have to go that far. I mean, remember his answer.
I know
he was like, you can call it a match, you can call it a fight, you can call it whatever you want to call it.
That was one hell of a promo.
It was class, yeah. But, like...
That got me, because at the start I was like, oh, it's odd. Like, like it's an old man Austin. And then I was like, oh my god,
it's so close.
Yes.
Hey, don't get me wrong. When this started circulating, when this started being rumored as what was going to happen, I remember being like, fuck off. Like, I don't want to see Stone Cold wrestle 19 years after his last match.
But you know what, right?
But then I know when the glass shatters I'm gonna be hyped as fuck. So yeah,
big junky wrestling fans. That's what
I'm gonna be like, oh god.
See, the thing is, right? Like, since the neck injury, since Owen Hart dropped him on his head, like, his offense hasn't been that hard to do anyway.
Yeah, it's just punches.
So people, it is though, like, and he always admits that as well. He goes out there, like, the biggest part of his career was actually the worst he was in the ring.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
Like, because like he started getting there, like WrestleMania 13, the King of the Ring and WrestleMania 13 were. Yeah,
the combo of like when he was class in the ring and also Stone Cold.
That was April.
Yeah,
he got dropped in his head in August.
Yeah,
you know, so like
there was a very little
little square there where he was still
in the Venn diagram of Ringmaster and Stone Cold.
yeah, but like no, he is. So his offense, once he's not taking many bumps.
Well, like I look at this match, right? Or I say match. I'm gonna call it a match, right? And
like sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I just think I think it'll be a brawl. I think it'll be punch kicky and.
This is what I'm saying. I look at Kevin Owens, right? And Kevin Owens. This is why Kevin Owens is such a valuable wrestler to have, because he can go out there and he can have a fucking 5-star indie classic thing that you know, with all the moves.
Yeah.
Or he can go out there and just hockey fight a guy.
Yeah.
And it could be just as entertaining. And that's what I think is going to happen. They're going to meet in the ring, fucking trade punches. I think Owens is going to land a stunner. And then...
I do hope that we get our money's worth.
I think
in the sense of... I hope it's not just Austin comes out and stunners him and that's it.
That is the risk. I think that could be a thing. But I have a feeling we will get a bit of...
I hope we get at least 5 minutes of back and forth.
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes of back and forth.
I wouldn't mind a little bit of a promo either. A little bit.
Yeah, and it ends... Well, I don't know though, because there's something about Austin, the glass shattering, and Austin walking down in the vest and just like talking, you know, the way he does it, and then just gets in there.
Do you know, when if he comes out and he's in gear...
I think, he will be in gear.
He surely has to be in gear.
He has to be in gear.
Jiggy comes out on a 4-wheeler, or does he make the walk?
See, I hope he makes the walk, but the walk is a bit long.
It's a bit long, isn't it? Yeah.
I think he does make the walk, though.
Yeah, and you have Owens fucking getting hyped in the ring. Because that's one thing that Kevin Owens does brilliantly, is he fucking hyping himself up and getting crazy. And then you have the two...
He has to be in gear.
Joe, what you could do? You could have Owens meet him halfway up the ramp or something.
I think that's maybe what will happen.
Have Austin do a walk, and then have Owens cut him off, and the two of them start fucking brawling around the place.
You have him brawl. Stomp
in mud hole.
Mud hole. Tez press, maybe. Stunner. Then beers. Yeah. And then that's how you close it.
And then good night and God bless. But
like, surely anyone who has a ticket or anyone who's going to be watching, you do know the limits that Stone Cold has. So if that's all you get, if you just get brawl, Tez press, Tez press, like stomp in the mud hole, double bird, stunner, then you'd be happy.
I mean,
would you not be happy with that?
I would be delighted with that, yeah.
If that's what you
anyone who's ever seen anything with Stone Cold.
Austin isn't going to go out there and be taking a pop-up powerbomb. No, but I'm serious. Right?
I think even if he did, right, I think it would kill it dead. I think you need to have just fast, quick moving around, a lot of movement, a lot of punches, and then stunners and, you know, good night. That needs to be what it is. I don't care if it's a match. I don't care if there's a pin. I don't care if there's like a fucking ref.
I don't care if it's a match. You'll get what you get out of the match if you just have him come out in gear, have him brawl for 5 minutes, have him hit a stunner, and have him drink his beers and go home. Yeah, that's like, what else do you want?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's all like he's 58 now or something, or like he's, I don't know how old Stone Cold is, but like,
because I had a conversation with my uncle. My uncle was and not is, but like keeps up with it a little around WrestleMania season.
Yeah.
Especially. He was a huge wrestling fan. That's how I got into wrestling. But he was like, what's going to happen with Austin? He's like, what's this? Like, he's already going to wrestle. And I'm like, this is all about entrance.
Yeah, it
and
is.
It's all about, you know,
it's
nostalgia and going home.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of it's going to be the entrance. Like, it's going to be the glass shatter.
It's
gear, knee braces on.
Yeah.
And off you go.
It's going to be, I'm just reading there actually the actual production of the show, and Charlotte Flair versus Ronda is being listed as the main event of night one, but again, it could be the main event
because it's the last technical wrestling match.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think that's why it's being listed as that. But anyway, yeah, I mean,
I think either Austin and Kevin Owens closes the card or it opens.
it has to be one. You can't just
throw them.
You can't just sandwich it between two things.
It'd be cool if it opened as well.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if you did kind of what they did a couple of years back with Rollins and Brock, where it wasn't supposed to open wasn't supposed to open, and Owens then just comes up, hijacks the open.
It's like, I'm not going anywhere until Stone Cold gets his baldy ass out of here.
Yeah, and then you have Austin, you have the glass shatter, and then,
yeah. Oh god.
It will be cool.
It will be good.
As much as we like to sit here and say, you should give the spot to someone.
Yeah.
You know, if Ricochet was going to come out, then, you know, it's a good match, you know.
Yeah.
If Austin comes out, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind.
I might ejaculate, but...
Since we're watching it on my bed, please don't.
But yeah.
Clean it up.
All over the place. Like that
not again.
I feel like that meme of Randy Marsh. Like.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Yeah. Anyway, so that's night one.
Right, I need to go to the bathroom first.
Right.
Can we pause or do you...
We can pause. I think I can pause this one. I can pause. Right, we're back with night two of WrestleMania 38, the most stupendous WrestleMania of all time. Yeah, fucking hell. We've got another full card to break down here.
Yeah.
So we'll kick things off straight away. We won't dilly-dally. It is... Well, look, this is a match that... I mean, like you said, you didn't really give a shit about this match. And I can't blame you. It is the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. It is the Tag Team Champions, Queen Zelina and Carmella, defending their titles against the teams of Sasha Banks and Naomi, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, and Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Basically, all the women we wanted on the card, but couldn't be arsed putting stories around. So, Zelina and Carmella, Banks and Naomi, Ripley and Morgan, Natalya and Baszler, who's walking out as women's tag champs.
Banks and Naomi.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. They were the first ones announced, and I think they were kind of like they were just.
They're the two people that they really want on the card.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you want Sasha Banks on the card. Naomi's great too.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Ripley, maybe she's the one you could say has had a really big fall from grace, and in terms of WrestleMania cards, like one-on-one with Charlotte Flair 2 years ago, last year won the Raw Women's title.
It's Asuka in a terrible match.
Terrible match. And then now in a women's tag title match.
But I think that Asuka feud done more harm than good for her because they had 3 awful matches.
Yeah, Christ, yeah.
2 great wrestlers who just did not click.
Yeah, bizarre. I mean, like, I look at this, I think Zelina and Carmella's reign, if you can call it that, because, you know, who actually gives a shit about the women's tag titles? They are the most meaningless titles I've ever seen in wrestling. Bar maybe the NXT women's tag titles.
Yeah.
Women's tag titles, that is. Because there is no women's tag teams.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Ugh, bizarre. Like, Banks and Naomi, they're the babyface team in this because they both like dancing. I think that's why they're friends. Ripley,
and they were in a faction all those years ago.
I forgot about that actually.
Team Bad.
Yeah, of course. Ripley and Morgan are like the odd couple team that might win.
You know what? If any other team is going to win, it's them.
Yeah,
they've been doing good stuff.
They actually kind of work together well as a tag team. And then finally, Natalya and Baszler are just the other heels in this match.
They're just, you know...
Queen of Spades and the Queen of Hearts. Deck of cards. Is that your tag team name?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Their tag team name's Goldfish.
Gin rummy. But no, look, I mean, in all seriousness, I think Banks and Naomi are winning here.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that I think you want most.
They're the biggest stars in this also.
Yeah.
Especially Banks.
Banks. Yeah. I was shocked when she didn't have like a singles match going.
Where would you, considering she headlined WrestleMania last year?
Yeah. I mean, I just assumed they'd put her into one of the women's title matches, to be honest.
Yeah, but you know, that's the thing.
I saw another thing. Was it for this Mania or planned for next year's Mania? I think it's no, it's not planned for next year's Mania. But I read a thing that apparently one thing that was talked about, or it might be for next year's Mania. I can't remember, but apparently one thing that's being talked about is the 4 Horsewomen Fatal 4-Way main eventing next year. Becky, Charlotte, Bayley.
I'd rather Becky Ronda.
I'd rather Becky Ronda too at this point in time. Do you know?
Yeah, you can do the triple threat. You can go Charlotte, Bayley, Becky, or Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could do that as your Smackdown.
But I think we're gone beyond the point.
I think we are too. Yeah, I think we are.
I think there's like Bianca Belair is there, Ronda's there.
I think
there's bigger. There's on par stars there now with them.
Yeah, and I think they're not as like associated with each other anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Because
like,
they haven't wrestled each other.
I think Becky and Charlotte will always be associated, and Sasha and Bayley will always be associated. But I don't think the four together won't be. Do you know? So yeah, I agree. Like I think it's past that point. I think if it was going to happen, it should have been NXT, unless it did happen in NXT.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I think there was a triple threat, alright, but I can't remember.
Well, they had the Mania triple threat.
Yeah, there was that too. Yeah, Banks, Bayley, and Sasha. Yeah.
No, Banks, Becky, and Sasha.
Yes.
Yeah. And there was a version of Nia Jax as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, Mania 33.
No,
34.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, it was a 4-way, but no Becky. I want to say.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, well, yeah, we're both in agreement anyway. Banks and Naomi winning. Next up, it is the Anything Goes match between Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn. Anything Goes match. Why is it not just called a no holds barred match or a no DQ match? What is an Anything Goes match?
Because we're going to get wacky.
We're going to get a giant hand.
I think we're going to get the Jackass cast.
We are going to get the Jackass cast, yeah. No, that's a given.
Are we both in agreement that Johnny Knoxville's winning?
Yeah, he is. That's what I said earlier, that Logan Paul's losing that one. Because Johnny Knoxville's winning this one. I feel bad for him, but I also don't, in a sense, because he made this choice.
He's one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Yeah. He's made this feud as about as entertaining as it possibly could be.
He's great. He
like,
does
showing up to the premiere of.
Oh no, he's great. Like
the phone number stuff, putting his actual phone number out, so and then people are ringing him. And
oh, it's brilliant! Like, that's not actually his phone.
Well, like the phone number for that phone.
He got a work phone.
He got a burner phone. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like the phone number for that phone.
Oh, it's brilliant! Like, because apparently, like, we can't dial American numbers, but if you do ring it, like,
he'll answer. Which is so funny, man.
Yeah.
Imagine he's just like, go away. Leave me alone.
Because I saw someone ringing him and he was in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen
talk about a commitment.
Yeah, I've seen people FaceTime him and stuff, and he's just been like.
Because people must be ringing him at all hours of the evening.
Oh, you would imagine, yeah.
I would imagine he's able to switch the phone.
Yeah, he probably turns it off. I say, yeah. Wakes up to like 400 missed calls. But yeah, Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn in an Anything Goes match with just a bunch of wacky shit going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Jackass. I'll watch Jackass from time to time.
I like Jackass in 2006.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, I mean, I'll watch it for nostalgic reasons, but I don't want to see Johnny Knoxville wrestle.
I did recently, and I just got a great chuckle of it. Now, like this, like it's an old clip, but the clip of him and Butterbean.
Yeah, and he gets the shit kicked out of him.
And he wakes up and he's like, "Is Butterbean okay?"
I also don't like that Johnny Knoxville is a heel. Why is Johnny?
Is he a heel though?
Well, I'm basing this solely off his Rumble entrance.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Sami Zayn is a heel, sure.
Sami Zayn is a heel, but like, I don't know. Is he like trying to be the Andy? Is he trying to be Andy Kaufman? Do you know?
Yeah.
But
you're not Andy Kaufman.
Leave Andy Kaufman home. Yeah, but look, Johnny Knoxville's winning this match. Sadly.
Yeah.
For Sami Zayn. Moving on to... I feel wrong calling this a celebrity match, but the celebrity match that I think we're all looking forward to the most, and it is Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory.
Is it a celebrity match?
See, this is where it is, because he's obviously an employee of WWE.
And he has wrestled before.
And he can go.
Yep.
Do you know? I'm interested for this match. I'm actually intrigued for this. Because Austin Theory is an athletic freak, and I think he could actually carry this match. And then McAfee is also a freak, and somehow is really, really good at wrestling.
Yeah.
Basing it off, the two matches that he's had.
Yeah.
So yeah, McAfee versus Austin Theory in one of the, again, a match that if you try to predict, who do you have and why in this one?
A lot of people thought it was going to be McAfee versus
Vin.
McMahon.
I thought it was going to be McAfee versus Vince. Apparently, I saw that being reported, and I was like, do you know what?
I have a funny feeling it was going to be McAfee versus Shane.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway.
But again, no one loves Shane.
digress.
No one loves Shane enough. So.
I am going Austin Theory here.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
I think they have a good match. And I think Austin Theory just
Cheats.
nicks it.
He might cheat.
Or he might cheat. Vince might get involved.
I don't know about that, but maybe. He might. I think Theory long term is the right call here because.
Well, I think they have a lot invested in Theory, and to have
a
commentator beat him and go back into commentary
and just sit down the next day. Yeah.
But I think McAfee will have a good showing and just come up short.
I think it'll be a good match. I actually think it'll be entertaining.
No, I'm interested. Because we've seen what McAfee can do. Austin Theory's obviously really good.
He's good.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I can see this. This isn't Austin Theory's first WrestleMania match, is it?
No, because remember
he wrestled 2 years ago.
Yeah, remember he came on as a surprise for Andrade and Angel Garza or something.
Yeah.
They lost that match. So, but against the Street Profits. Remember that was Bianca's debut.
Oh, she debuted on the Raw.
No,
she debuted,
on the Mania.
Did she?
Remember, she came down afterwards, and because Zelina Vega was like.
Oh yes, she did. Yeah,
so fun fact for you there. Yeah. I know that fucking time warp Mania that was, but so yeah.
I tried to forget a lot of that Mania.
Yeah. Fair.
Well, they did the best they could.
They
produced the best Mania they could. I always maintain that.
Yeah, I mean, what did you want? Like, do you know what I mean?
The Boneyard match and the
Fireplay Funhouse. Class, yeah.
And
So
it
McAfee.
was headlined by the Big Show.
No, it wasn't. McAfee versus Theory. Yeah, I think it's a decent match. Theory takes the win though. Takes the dub. Next up, it is the triple threat tag team match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. It is the Raw Tag Team Champions, RK Bro, Randy Orton and Riddle, defending their titles against the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, and Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis. Who do you have in mind?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm going Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
Because I think we get the turn. I don't know who turns though.
I'd be so hard for him.
I will too because I love him. Do you see?
It has to be Randy.
Randy's the logical one, but I think it'd be interesting if it was Riddle. I don't know if it'd work though.
I don't like Randy as a face though.
By himself, yeah. Yeah, sure, it'd have to be Randy, like. Because I think you'd get more sympathy for Riddle, because Riddle would be so sad.
Yeah.
He'd be so sad.
Did you see the clip of the heels thing?
The evil thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Did you see the clip of Randy talking about how he gets into heel character?
No.
It's one of the best segments in WWE television ever.
Really?
He's just sitting there normally. He's just being interviewed. Like they're like, how do you get into character? And he's like, yeah, I'll show you. He's like, what you got to do is you got to lean down, let all the blood rush to your face, and then you just start seeing him go, and he opens them. And he's like, and there's veins popping out, and we're like, holy god, it's a different person. like, it's ridiculous. You seek that clip out. It is amazing how he gets into character.
Yeah, I'll have to. That sounds dangerous.
Oh, like he looks so iconic.
It sounds
and like it takes
asking
him,
for a
even
stroke.
in the interview, like it takes him like a few minutes to come back to be.
Maybe he does hear voices in his head.
Yeah. It was insane. It was incredible. It was fascinating to watch.
Yeah, living the gimmick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the turn happens. Yeah, I think it's happening now. Cause like, I think it'll be a great match because they're having fantastic matches. These six guys.
Matt Riddle is such a good wrestler.
He's so good, yeah. He's so good. He's such a goof.
And last year's WrestleMania, he had a great match with Sheamus.
Yeah, that was sick, actually.
Yeah,
that was sick. Do you remember the bro kick into the backflip or whatever?
Yeah.
But I think as well, though, the only thing... did you see this week that would be announced that weed is no longer on their wellness policy?
Yeah,
and did you see the clip? And it was Orton doing this, and Riddle just flies underneath him like this.
I thought they got rid of that years ago.
I think it was like you wouldn't get suspended if you got popular, but I think you'd get like
a fine or something.
Like a wrestler's court kind of thing, where you like, do you know what I mean? Like one of these like unofficial fines.
You get sent to wrestler's court with all the other weed smokers.
No, you get like an unofficial fine kind of thing, like, and it's not a mark, but it's like, don't do that, like, you know.
Yeah.
Versus now, it's people don't give a shit, like. Which I think is brilliant because Randy Orton is producing some of the best face work he's ever done. Which I can only presume is down to him smoking a fuckload of marijuana. But yeah, if RK Bro do end, and I like, because this thing, we've been preparing for it since they started.
Yeah.
Because like it literally could have happened at any.
And you know what? When they first started, I was like, "This is stupid," and like they've grown on me.
It's been like literally at some weeks they're the most entertaining thing on Raw.
Yeah.
And also, do you know what? Alpha Academy, Chad Gable is a fucking hero.
How that man isn't like in a bigger position? Like,
no. Funnily enough, I came in from work the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and I came up. My brother was in his bedroom, and I just walked past his room to go into my room. And next thing he goes, he was watching TikTok, and he goes, "Really?" And I was, "Yeah." He goes, "Who's the shush guy in WWE?"
The TikTok where he's like the shush is a Chad Gable.
Yeah,
is like
he goes,
the 10-hour edition.
Yeah, he goes, "Who's the shush guy?" And I was like, "What?" He goes, "In WWE." I was like, "Oh, Chad Gable." He was like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" I was like, "Shush." I was like, "He's actually really good." Yeah. No, but like when Alpha Academy first started, when it was Gable and Otis, and like they cut Otis's hair and they turned him heel and they made him all fucking serious. I remember being like, oh. But it fucking works because it's Chad Gable. Because Chad Gable is fantastic.
Brilliant. He's so good.
And I cannot believe that Gable Stevenson's going to walk into this fucking company and look at Chad Gable and go, "You're not allowed to be you anymore."
That's one thing that we haven't talked about either, right? Is that apparently he's doing something at Mania.
Is he?
And that's, well, he tweeted something about after he retired from amateur wrestling. He was like, "Now on to WrestleMania," and then quickly deleted the tweet.
I think he's probably going to do his usual crack of front row appearance.
But we did not bring him up in the conversation about Seth.
Maybe.
If Vince McMahon is going to bring someone in personally,
I'd rather Goldberg.
Well, see, that's the thing. Him saying that was a dick move, and now all of a sudden fans are, because people love Chad Gable.
People love Chad Gable,
Yeah, fuck you, right?
I don't care how many Olympic medals you have, boy.
And the thing is, right, if anyone could, there's very few people that could put it up to Gable Stevenson in a shoot fight, right?
Gable probably could.
Gable.
Chad Gable, that is.
Yeah. And Brock.
Maybe.
Don't try Brock Gable Stevenson. He goes up to Brock. Brock will dump him.
He'll just eat him. I
don't care if you are the NCAA champion.
Look, we could be all blown away, and Gable Stevenson might actually be a fantastic wrestler, but like, he sounds like an ass.
Well, there's that, but we all assume the way they're building him, right? They're pressuring him now because he was drafted to Raw without ever wrestling a match.
Ever.
Yeah. They at least Brock was in OVW for a while. Kurt Angle was in OVW.
They had production, or they had developmental.
Kurt Angle trained for a while. They didn't rush him. They're rushing Gable Stevenson.
Yeah, no, they've been trying to recreate the Kurt Angle thing for years now. And
with Gable Stevenson, even though they don't even fucking realise that the Kurt Angle you're looking for is right there. The other Gable.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Shave his head.
yeah. Like,
and you literally have him. You have 2000 Kurt Angle right there. Yeah.
Like
there's a Gable on that. There's a Gable on that contract. But
you know what I cannot believe, right?
What?
Is that they did a Kurt Angle illegitimate
The
son
story
Angle,
with his
and they used the other guy.
Yeah, from what they called, American Alpha.
And I don't want to get into ethnicity, but like that, that made less sense, right?
Well, like, all right, you know that. Yeah, I mean, Chad Gable was literally standing next to him, I presume, when they picked him. I think it was just the fact that Jason Jordan was taller. I think that was
no, because I think it was that because they
swerve.
Yeah, I genuinely think so because they built it up.
Yeah,
and I think everyone thought it was going to be Gable.
Curveball. God, I hate when WWE don't do the obvious answer when it's the best answer.
Well, it's Vince Russo booking. It's the swerve
for the sake
thing.
of it.
There's a reason we call it's labeled Vince Russo booking because it's terrible.
Yeah.
There's a reason why a multi-million-dollar company in WCW was sold for $4 million, and it was Vince Russo ruined it.
Went in there and fucking ate it alive. But yeah, so the triple threat match. I'm going Alpha Academy because I love Chad Gable. He deserves good things. Yeah. So and also I think the turn might happen here, and if not, it'll happen on Raw. Yeah. So yeah, because I think what might happen is there might be a miscommunication. I think Street Profits are only in this match to eat a pin.
Do you reckon?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of down on the Street Profits. I'm kind of.
Well, I think it's because WWE are so down on the tag team division as a whole. Yeah. But I don't want to split the Street Profits either.
Well, they can't afford to.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You know, so even though I do want to see eventually Montez Ford.
He has time.
He has time. He has plenty of time. Moving on to a match that I genuinely can't wait for, and I think you can't wait for it either. It is Edge versus AJ Styles. The match that people have been asking for since Edge's return 2 years ago.
I'm going to call it right now.
Yeah.
It's the match of the weekend.
Do you think?
Yeah. I think so.
Could be, yeah. Genuinely could be.
I think both men have a lot to prove. I think Edge always has something to prove when he goes into a big match because he's trying to prove that he still can go.
He's still the Hall of Famer.
And if you can't go with AJ Styles, and I think more importantly, AJ has a lot to prove because AJ has been for the last year not being given these marquee matches. He's been, kind of like. He's been kind of playing second fiddle to Omos for a year now because since last year's WrestleMania, he tagged Omos and AJ tagged against New Day.
Is that a year?
That was last year's WrestleMania.
No way.
Yeah.
It's been a year.
Last year's WrestleMania was Omos and AJ against the.
Are you sure?
No, I swear to God, yeah.
Jesus, I can't believe that was a year. Fuck.
But think about it.
I feel like it's been like 6 months.
But when was the last time AJ has wrestled in a singles match on pay-per-view?
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But like that's what I mean. I feel like it's been only like a couple of months.
But what I'm saying is, I think AJ is going to come in here with a chip on his shoulder. Yeah. About that because he needs to prove because I think people have forgotten who he is.
Do you know what though? I was in the car the other day driving and I was thinking about AJ Styles in WWE. As you do. Yeah. He just pops into my head.
I'm doing my driving test next week. I'll do the same.
No, I was thinking about AJ Styles and I was like, the guy, like, I just love talking about his career because he was that guy who was like not similar to Cody Rhodes, but like
the anti-WWE,
the guy who like we never thought would go to WWE, but like proved you could be a top wrestler outside of WWE, right? And then he went in 2016, where a lot of people thought he was going to the end of his career. He's wrestled.
No, sir.
He's wrestled The Undertaker and now Edge at WrestleMania. He's been a WWE champion for over a year. He's wrestled Shane McMahon.
He stole the show with Shane McMahon.
He had a match of the night with Shane McMahon. He has teamed and wrestled with Chris Jericho. Yeah. He has, done the Shawn Michaels Diesel thing with Omos.
John Cena.
Beat John Cena clean.
Roman Reigns.
Beaten Roman Reigns. He's beaten Who else? He's beaten everyone. He's wrestled Finn Balor for the first time ever 1-on-1.
Yeah.
In a WWE ring as opposed to a New Japan ring where everyone thought that would happen.
Yeah. Like it's
his career
endless.
is insane.
It's crazy.
Like in 6 years with WWE, when you say that as well, that sounds insane as well.
It feels like so longer.
6 years with WWE.
What he's done in 6 years.
Yeah. Plus he had one of the best debuts in WWE history.
Yeah.
He's come in now to WWE, and he's in my money a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like,
and when you say 6 years, and we listed all that he's done, and that's 6 years, including the year he's just had, where he's just been second fiddle to Omos.
Yeah,
so you're talking 5 years.
He's been there to get Omos ready. So, and like, have you seen the interviews where he's talked about like what he was told to do with Omos, like, and it was basically like just go in there and just get him ready, like.
Yeah.
And like he said, like he'd have conversations with Omos and be like, right, like this is what you're doing. Yeah. Like he goes, don't question me. Like you're going to go in there and this is what you're going to do. You're going to do A, B, and C. Yeah. That's it, right? You do that now and you'll be fine.
Like who's Omos to question?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but like literally the trust that WWE have in AJ Styles to go. Yeah. See that guy over there? We need you to make him good.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cheesy and corny, but like he is phenomenal. Like he is the fucking. He genuinely may go down as one of the like top 3 like Ricky Steamboat levels of greatest wrestlers ever. As in like from an in-ring perspective, from a smoothness in like in-ring awareness.
No, I still think, and that's why I think this is going to be such a great match, because I think. He still has, not that he has to prove, but I still think he wants to prove and has a desire to prove that he's one of the best, if not the best wrestler on planet Earth right now.
And it's insane to say that as well, considering he's in his 40s.
Yep.
Do you know? And Edge as well.
But I genuinely do believe he has it in him. I
he does.
Think he's still.
He does.
I think a lot of people are looking at AJ saying, "Oh, he's on the downward slope." I still think on his day.
Yeah, no,
he can be the best.
He can go in there with anyone and have match of the night. And I think as well, going back to Edge and having Edge having something to prove here, like Edge has taken the ultimate risk in changing everything about him that people missed.
Yeah.
When like he obviously came back, you think you know me, the music, Metalingus, crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's what people missed. People wanted that.
Yeah.
And now Edge is like, okay, we've done that. Let's move on now, and that's actually like I'm not a nostalgia act. Yeah. I'm reclaiming the years that I lost.
Yeah.
So
it is, and that's why I think this is match of the weekend.
I'm really excited for this because ever since that square off in the Rumble in 2020, people have wanted it. You know, it was a match that, again, one of these matches that 5 years ago you never would have thought would have been able to happen.
And for anyone as well, it's amazing for anyone. Like when he had his podcast, Edge, with Christian, and he was firmly retired at that point. That was one thing. Anytime AJ Styles came up, he was like, "That's the one match." He was like, "That's the one match that I'm like." Everything else, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good with the way I retired or whatever. He was like, "That's the one." When I see him, I'm like. That's the one thing I didn't do. Yeah. And now he's getting to do it, which is crazy and it's mad. And I'm so excited for it. And I really hope that it's the match that, in my head,
is match of the weekend.
I want it to be.
Yeah. Who wins?
Us. As fans.
The political answer.
But it's one of those matches. I just think.
I put out when this match started building. I put out a tweet a couple of weeks ago when we got the segment.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's giving me Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 21 vibes.
Where it doesn't even really matter who wins.
It doesn't matter who wins. It's two legends.
Yeah.
Squaring off, and and we know it's going to be great. Do you know?
I'm going to go AJ.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's 50-50. And I don't care. Like it doesn't really matter who wins or who loses here.
I'm going Edge.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see an argument.
Yeah, I'm going Edge because I think he has the newer character that he's going to want to try and get over. Yeah. And it's one of those matches where I can see the end spot. I can see the finish. AJ is going to go for a phenomenal forearm, spear midair, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Unless Edge goes back to his stupid fucking submissions, which
But
which he might because he's a heel now. But
right, 2 questions.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's 1 question, but it's for both these guys. Is there a world title run still left in either of these guys?
Yeah, for both.
You think they're both? Bear in mind now that the title is being
I
amalgamated.
know. Yeah, I know.
You think they're, by the time it's said and done, both of these guys will have a world title reign, 1 more world title reign?
Yeah.
I think AJ does. I don't think Edge does.
I think Edge does. No, I think they'll give Edge one.
Because
I think I am so sold on them bringing back the big gold belt. I am so sold on that. Yeah, I am so hyped for that. If they're
you think they actually are going to bring back?
I think they are. Yeah, no, because they're gonna have, because the thing is, right, the roster is too big for 1 title, and that's the painful thing. They need a brand split, but they can't do a brand split properly. So that's the issue. But
do you not think they're just going to have whoever defend both belts?
They could, but I think you end up with a bunch of top guys who are never going to win a title and who are never going to be in the picture.
Yeah.
And I think you run the risk. Like, you're talking the likes of Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Lashley.
Yeah, but you know, come as soon as whoever unifies that belt on Sunday, Nick Khan's rubbing his hands together because he can release half everyone else.
Budget cuts.
We've only one title now, Vince.
Well, look, that is the other thing. That is the flip side of the coin. That is, the other possibility. But I think,
like, we're talking about these 2 guys like as legends. They could be out on the street next Tuesday.
Could be a legend somewhere else. No, look it. I think I have it in my head. It's just one of these things that it probably won't happen, but I have it in my head that they're bringing the big gold back.
Well, if they do that, then Edge.
Then Edge needs to be the guy who has first crack at it, because it's the belt. It's his belt. Like, bar Triple H. Bar Triple H. He's
but who's left? It's his belt.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And I think that's how you do it. AJ, I think AJ will get 1 more run towards the end of his career. I think he'll probably get one short. He's not getting any year reigns or anything like that, but like he'll get like 1 short run.
I think AJ wins here, and I think we might transition into AJ and Roman after this.
No, I think it'll be Drew.
I think Roman beats him, but
nah,
I think it might be Drew.
I think it's Drew, yeah. But look, we'll talk about that in due course. Edge and AJ, so I'm going Edge, you're going AJ, but we're both agreed that it's going to be fantastic.
And we both agree that it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. No, it doesn't matter. Next up, speaking on AJ Styles, it is Bobby Lashley versus Omos. 1-on-1. You know what? I am a little bit excited for this.
It's going to be terrible.
It's going to be terrible, but it's mad looking at Bobby Lashley next to Omos and how small he looks.
Oh, it is. Oh,
I want to see Omos in person. I really want to see how large he is.
But
who
this
wins?
is the modern day version of the Undertaker versus.
Do you think it's going to be that bad?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be the worst match of
Listen,
the 2 nights?
right? Omos and AJ Styles didn't have that great of a match.
No, they didn't. No, I can't remember.
So
yeah, I know.
If you can't have a passable match with AJ Styles, and this is nothing against Bobby Lashley, because Bobby Lashley is great.
Yeah, but he's not AJ.
He's not AJ Styles.
No.
Nor is 99.9%
well,
of
the only person who is AJ. You have a couple who are close.
Yeah.
And who can emulate similarities that would pass. Like, you could have.
There's only a few people on this planet that you could say.
You can't have
a good match with him. You can't have a good match with anyone.
AJ's one of them.
Danielson's one of them. Omega's
Rollins is one of them.
Rollins is one of them. That's
about it. Yeah.
Balor,
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Cole. Could you put Cole in there?
Okada. I've seen Cole have bad matches.
Yeah. Cole's matches can get a bit spotty. You see, they can be a bit spammy.
A bit repetitive.
Yeah, a bit spammy. But
the point is.
Yeah.
If you can't have a good match with AJ Styles, you can't.
Point is, Lashley is not one of those people.
Yeah.
Okay, this goes 1 or 2 ways for me, right?
I think Omos wins.
Right, that is one possibility right here.
Yeah.
That Omos wins, and that's that, right? Big win for Omos, and who knows what's next for him after that. Hopefully not.
I have no idea what's next for him after this.
Next up, we might be arriving at the same conclusion, but next up is Lashley beats him by some way, and then in about a month he's released.
Masses. Yeah.
I've maintained this. I've maintained this since the split with AJ Styles. That
he's on borrowed time. Like.
He's not long for this company. He's
okay. Well, no, I definitely see that.
No, because he falls into the Great Khali category.
Oh, he does. No, I said it. I just compared him to Trent Gonzalez.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
Well, no, you're right. I could genuinely see that happen. I could also see him and Brock at SummerSlam. So, you know.
You could do that too, I guess. Or Goldberg. And Goldberg.
I just want to see Brock suplex him.
F5 him. Imagine F5 him, like a 7'3" guy. He's 7'3".
Yeah.
No, look. I don't wish any ill will on Omos, but
of course not.
I'm sure he's a lovely man, but you're bad at wrestling.
Yeah.
You need to find something else to do. Look, like I said, once the novelty wears off here, Joe, once they sign the next tall guy, Joe, he's going to be out in the street. Do you know what I mean? It's.
Listen, he made Braun Strowman look like AJ Styles. So if Braun Strowman ended up getting released, then you know.
Yeah. No, this is it.
Braun Strowman
was what they wanted. Braun Strowman was the big guy who was quick and could do stuff.
And could
have a decent match. But
as I said, almost made Braun Strowman look like Dean Malenko.
Look, Omos, again, like I said, no ill will, but bad wrestler. A guy who can barely walk shouldn't be wrestling. Do you know what I mean? The one thing is, though, how big is that man's dick? That's all I want to know. You look
to put that on WrestleMania.
Then I'd be tuning in, because we're all looking at him and we're all wondering.
Measurements.
We're all wondering. Him and Shaq come out.
Him and Lashley even.
No, because I'm pretty sure Omos's penis is Lashley. So anyway, we'll move on because
it's the Pete Davidson line for Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart is
great. It's great that there's a roast hosted by Shaq's peen.
Yeah. Shaq's peen. But we'll move on to the main event. The main event of night 2.
Are we at the main event?
We're at the main event,
we
flew through night 2. Flew through night 2. It is the winner takes all to unify the WWE and Universal Championships. It is the WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar, and the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. Is the trilogy of WrestleMania main events for these guys.
Yep.
We've had it at 31, 34, and now 38.
Yep.
First match was great. Second match was a bit not great.
The first match was great, but not because... Well, no, it
was.
Okay.
It was good. It was good.
Nobody wanted it leading in.
No, the problem...
The finish was...
Yeah. The problem with 31 was... no one wanted Roman to be champion, and Brock was apparently on his way out of the company at that point.
Until 2 days beforehand.
Yeah. So no one wanted either guy to win.
Yeah.
And thankfully they had the ace in the hole, which was Seth Rollins' cash in.
And ended up being one of the greatest moments.
Yeah. And in fairness, it actually was a class match.
Yeah, no, it was. They went out.
It's great. It's one of those great it's one of those matches you can go back and watch and appreciate it more. But
the second one.
Second match, not so much. That was terrible because that was in the height. That was in the peak of we don't want Roman in the main event. And
then Brock won, surprisingly.
Yeah, which shocked everyone.
Even though I did predict that as well. That's another one I predicted. I predicted Brock. And Brock went back and threw the belt at Vince.
Yeah.
And all that crack. But yeah, weird. Yeah.
A weird one.
But this is the one.
This is the one.
This is the one. This is it.
There's dragons, and they're gonna be huge. So, yeah, this has to be the one because it's peak Roman. It's the best Brock has been.
It's the best Roman and best Brock.
It's the best versions of the two that we've had.
Yeah.
Arguably, definitely in Roman's case, probably in Brock's case too, but
who wins?
This is another one that I'm gonna be like heart in the mouth kind of. I think it's gonna be.
I want Roman to win.
I think
Roman
wins.
Roman will win.
I think Roman wins because I think the closing shot of Mania is gonna be him, Heyman, and the Usos standing tall. Bloodline. Fireworks.
I think Roman shows for Brock.
Yeah, that'd be class.
And to your point, I think the standing shot of Mania is Roman Reigns with both belts with his foot on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it'd be sick. Yeah, it'd be class.
Because I think Brock's at a stage in his career where he's becoming that giving, where he gives that to
and
Roman.
I think he likes Roman too. To the point.
You wouldn't wrestle
He'd
3
want
WrestleManias in a row. No, but like Brock
yeah.
Lesnar or 3 WrestleManias main events.
Yeah.
If he doesn't like you.
Over the course of nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
I think as well, like, they did you see the Madison Square Garden show a couple of weeks ago?
I saw bits of it.
Well, like, it wasn't broadcast, but like, the main event was Brock versus Austin Theory, and then after the match, Roman attacked him. And
that was another thing where people thought it might be Cody.
Yeah, and held both titles up, and everyone was like, "That's the closing shot of Mania," like, which it probably is. And then, see, the intrigue for me isn't so much the match; it's what comes after, because what do you do with them with the titles? Because apparently, I think I saw that it's going to be known as the Unified WWE Championship.
Like it's down on Wikipedia there, isn't it?
No, it just says match to unify WWE and Universal Championships. But
I read somewhere yesterday. I read that yesterday.
No, yeah, I saw it a couple like last week or something that apparently it's going to be called the Unified WWE Championship. So, which makes me think. But then I'm like, are they going to have the 2 belting that they did with Daniel Bryan, or are they going to make get a new belt, or just have the WWE title, or
I have no idea.
That's where the intrigue lies for me. But no, I am looking forward to this match. I am looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. And again, I actually, like, either way. It could go either way. Brock could win this. And I think that is genuinely possible.
No, I think Brock, but Roman's never beaten Brock, and that's the one thing Roman hasn't done.
At Mania, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. And I think choking him out would be fucking huge.
Yeah.
It would be insane. And that's a Mania moment, like, you know.
Yeah.
That's like what Brock shooting star pressing himself could have been, you know, if he hadn't nearly died.
He's only ever been choked out once in wrestling history.
Taker?
Yeah.
SummerSlam 15. With
yeah.
them.
Yeah. But I could see that happening again. I could see them doing that.
Maybe, yeah.
The finger.
I'm looking forward to it though. I am looking forward to it because I think, like we've said, it's the best Roman, it's the best Brock, Cowboy Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And
it's not often do we get it, especially in recent years. It's a main event that is worthy of being the main.
It's
event.
huge. You know, it's a huge match. And the thing is, do you remember? I think it was Survivor Series, might have been, or SummerSlam. It was SummerSlam, I think, when Brock came back.
Yeah, we watched it here.
Yeah. But
and Brock came back.
But I think it was after. It was like a few weeks after that Paul Heyman said that Roman versus Brock is a bigger draw at Mania than Roman versus Rock, and I think that was partially him saying that because that's where it was going, and he was hyping it up, but also I think, you know, with both belts on the line, unifying them, the trilogy of main events. Roman's the heel now, Brock's the babyface. It's a dynamic we've never seen.
Yeah.
It is huge. No, it's a huge WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
And, like, this is the thing. People, when we heard it first, we were like, this again. But then when you actually think about it and break it down and look at what we're getting, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
The thing is, right, and I don't think this is getting thought out because I've seen a lot of people say, oh, like 3 WrestleMania main events like Rock and Austin. Rock and Austin didn't main event WrestleMania 3 times.
Yeah.
These guys are doing it. It's the first people to do it.
Yeah.
People have main evented WrestleMania twice.
Yeah.
Rock and Austin.
Yeah. Cena and Rock.
Who else? Hogan and someone.
Odds are.
I don't even think Hogan is done it.
No, Hogan never main evented twice with the same person.
No, so yeah, so it's, what is it like? And obviously Roman and Brock have done it.
Roman and Brock. Yeah.
But they're going to be the first people to headline WrestleMania.
A trilogy of manias.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited. Like, I mean,
people have wrestled 3 times at Mania, but not.
Yeah, not main event.
Rock and Austin, Taker, and
Triple H. Yeah.
And that's it, I think.
That's it. Yeah. There could be another one in there, but
yeah.
Dudley's, Hardy's, and
Sheamus and Daniel Bryan.
Nearly.
They did it twice.
They did it twice?
Yeah.
No, didn't one get cancelled?
No,
27.
No, they were supposed to. That would have been their third.
20. No, it was. It was 28.
And 27.
And 27. And then.
And they were supposed
30 as well.
They were supposed to wrestle 30.
Yeah. Boy. But yeah, no, I am excited, and yeah, I mean, I think Roman wins. I don't know if it's gotten to the point now where I don't know if I can pick against Roman now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's after getting to the point that whoever does beat Roman, I'm gonna be disappointed no matter who it is.
I hope it's not Brock. Brock doesn't need it.
It won't be Brock.
I hope they learned the lesson from the streak.
Yeah.
That, Brock didn't
use it to build someone.
Yeah. Use it to build someone. At that time, it should have been Roman.
Cody. I said it was going to be Cody. And you laughed.
I think it's either going to be Braun Breaker or Gable Stevenson.
I'd be leaning Gable Stevenson there.
People will lose their goddamn minds if Cody beats Roman Reigns. And not in a good sense.
Yeah, no, it'll be all the AEW
shills. It's not even that. He'll just fuck it up, right? It'll be a perfect story, and then he'll go out there and say,
keep my wife's name
yeah,
out your fucking mouth.
I saw that thing. I was like, how long into Cody's WWE run will he say that? But like, that's what it is, right? And I only made the correlation, right? Like Cody's AEW run is the equivalent of Will Smith at the Oscars. Like, that's entirely, like, the way Will Smith acted at the Oscars is how Cody was.
It should have been the best achievement of his career. And instead he let his wife ruin it.
Yeah. All because of his false sense of security.
Yeah. You know, like, what's it called? Like, there's going to be a promo where Roman's going to be like, I'm going to pour myself a nice glass of brandy. And then Cody's going to be like, keep my wife's name out your freaking mouth. Fuck's sake.
Try to laugh.
Funny look, it's Cody.
See, that's what I am worried about too, though. Because I'm worried that they take it too far at Mania. That it becomes... He gets this Triple H entrance where people are like, "Oh my god, this is ridiculous."
Oh god, yeah, because he's a walking meme. Is his problem, like, So,
but I think Vince and WWE will filter that. The problem with AEW is they just let them have free reign. Yeah.
Say whatever the hell you want.
He tried to solve
racism. I know, yeah, by fighting Anthony Ogogo for some reason. But yeah, look, that is WrestleMania, nights 1 and nights 2 of WrestleMania 38, the most stupendous 2 nights.
Right.
In
before we close
history.
Out.
Yeah.
Match and night.
On both nights.
Okay, yeah, we'll do both nights.
Both nights. Night 1, I'm gonna go Rollins versus Rhodes. If it's Rollins versus Rhodes, I'm gonna go that.
Night 1, I'm going Rollins versus Scott Steiner. The big bad booty daddy.
How much is that?
Let me have a look now again.
Yeah. I think if it's not Rollins and Rhodes, if it's whoever else, I think it's gonna be Bianca and Becky.
I think Rollins and Rhodes.
If it is Rollins and Rhodes, yeah.
If not, it's Bianca and Becky.
Yeah.
But I think the moment and the thing we'll remember for years to come is Austin and the glass shattering. And
well, this is it. Yeah, that's the thing. You forget about that.
Joe, if we could just, like, forget contracts, forget everything. If we could just do a deal and bring JR in.
For that, like.
It would be so cool. Like, it would be...
Because, like...
And you know what? It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
It's not out of the realm, no.
Like, I think if they were ever to do a Forbidden Door type thing...
And the thing is...
JR do it.
And the thing is, well, we make fun of JR nowadays for being senile and, being passive.
I think if that glass shatters...
He'd wake up.
Yeah,
it's like, he's fucking, he's talking. Have you ever seen...
He called Tony Storm Tony Schiavone.
And then, he called her just Schiavone. And then he went, there's too many Tonys around. There's too many Tonys. But the thing is...
My best one is... I don't want to end the show of us mocking Jim Ross, but you just made me think of it. Was Ruby Soho's debut, where it's like Destination Ruby Soho, and he's like Ruby Riott.
What's Ruby Riott doing in the Impact Zone? But I just can't believe last night, right? No one even said Tony, and he went Schiavone, and then he went Schiavone would want to be careful. There's too many. Like, no one even said Tony. Oh my god! And like Schiavone, Storm, they're not exactly similar, bar the first letter. Oh my god! But yeah, look, I think it's like, have you seen Snatch? Have you seen Snatch? Yeah. Do you remember the scene where Brad Pitt is like underwater when he gets like knocked out?
When he gets knocked out.
It's like that. The glass shatters and JR just like rises up. He's rising hell.
Could you see it?
Could I see him doing it?
Yeah.
Like, am I saying it's impossible? Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not impossible. I think it'd be one of those. I think it's unlikely, but it's definitely possible. I think. Yeah, I mean. It's WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania, so these things can happen. These things can happen.
Either that, or Michael Cole's going to do his best to be Jim Ross.
No, it won't be Michael Cole. It'll be fucking Corey Graves, fucking being like, he'll do something stupid. Oh yeah, no. No, you're right. It'll be Michael Cole because he will get something like For the Love of Mankind.
Yeah,
we'll get something.
Stone Cold.
We'll get something stupid.
But you know what, right? Like, and I don't mean this to be a somber thing, right? But this will be the last time or last chance we'll ever get, the last opportunity you'd ever get for Jim Ross to commentate over Steve Austin, and
presumably, yeah.
Whether you talk about, back and forths, like he's an AEW employee, it's a WWE show, whatever, back and forth, Forbidden Door, whatever. That's bigger than any of that, because that's history of wrestling. It's
Ross. Like AEW, Jim Ross would not be signed to AEW right now if it wasn't for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
AEW would not be a thing because Tony Khan was an Austin fan.
Yeah.
And he was an Austin fan partially because of Jim Ross's commentary. So I could see it. I
think the only way it happens, right? The only way this happens is Tony Khan reaches out to Vince or whoever and says, I know you're going to do something with Austin. Do you want to have Jim Ross? I don't think Vince is ever going to go, do you mind loaning us?
No, I don't think it's that. The way I could see it happen is Austin getting in contact with Jim Ross.
Yeah, or that.
Jim Ross getting permission from AEW to do it.
Yeah. Or Jim, yeah.
Because think about it, right? Think about if, like, even if, right, you could do a segment or something where Owens comes out and he, like, lambasts, or he goes on, like...
Bald cap.
But he comes out and he's, like, cutting a promo on all the things that was wrong with Stone Cold and Texas and all this. Texas. And then, like, you could even do something where he he snaps and attacks one of the commentary or whatever, and then it all goes quiet, and then like you hear like the Oklahoma music. All the place go mental. Here
comes Jim Ross doing the rap. You know, he does the fucking the Charles Robinson run.
He gets on the commentary, but like it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Just forget Jim. Just be like, give it a sec now, you'll know where you are.
Look around.
It's Austin.
We're live. Monday Night Raw. Oh my god.
I think you just need Jerry Lawler next to him, rubbing him.
There. Yeah, fuck, I know. That might be a thing.
It's a cool what if.
They might put Jerry Lawler on comms for that and be like, close enough.
Making all the sexist jokes.
Yeah, look, I mean, yeah, it's a great what if. It would make...
I would lean more on the side that it's not going to happen.
I don't think it will. But I think it's not impossible. And it would make the moment even more special.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, he's coming out and set myself up for disappointment here. I'm just gonna enjoy it for what it is, try and ignore whatever the hell the commentary team is gonna be saying during that period. Hopefully they're just silent. And at night 2, I think we both are in agreement. Edge and AJ gonna be matching the night there.
Yep.
So yeah, that's WrestleMania. Fucking came around fast there, didn't it?
Yeah. Before we sign off, there's another question.
Okay.
Is there any other moments or things, segments that you think are going to happen at WrestleMania? Any like returns or? I have one.
You have one. I'm trying to think, and there's been nothing that like stands out to me. I'm trying to think like Texas. Who's around? I don't know. Like,
okay, right.
Go on, give me yours.
Texas.
Yeah.
Who's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Undertaker. Yeah. Undertaker.
There'll be something with Taker.
Yeah. That's right.
I don't think they'll do. I think what will happen is Friday night when he gets inducted, he'll be Mark Calloway.
Yeah.
But then when they do the Hall of Fame inductive,
he'll come out. Yeah.
He'll come out as the Undertaker, because that'll be the way to sign off that character.
Mm-hmm.
Like a tip of the.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And maybe you do something where he does a tombstone, or just does someone.
He sets opponent. Don't rule it out.
Oh no, I know.
You can't rule it out. Oh yeah. Oh god.
For whom the bell tolls.
Yeah. For whom the bell tolls. So I guess we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. This was good. It's good to get back talking about wrestling again, and I'm excited for WrestleMania.
I am too. I'm looking forward to it. We've got Stand and Deliver Saturday morning.
What time is that on?
I have a feeling it's 11 o'clock our time.
In the morning?
It's early anyway. It is early. It's not late like.
So what's 11 o'clock? That's like 8 a.m. over there, no?
Where is it? Texas? No, it'd be like 1 o'clock. They're ahead by 5 hours, aren't they?
No, because if they're ahead by 5 hours and we're watching WrestleMania at 1 o'clock, that would mean it'd be 5 a.m.
No, maybe not 11 o'clock, so. I don't know, so what time?
Let me look it up.
Maybe like 8 o'clock then in the evening or something. Because it is early, I know that.
I think it might be like 3.
3 our time?
Yeah.
I'll be in work.
NXT Stand and Deliver GMT.
That's us, isn't it? We're Greenwich Mean Time.
Greenwich Mean Time. Yeah. We had this.
Did we?
Big debacle.
Did we?
Remember with Just Incredible, because we kept.
Oh yeah. That wasn't my fault.
Our times mixed up. Saturday morning, April 2nd, from the American Airlines Arena. Jesus Christ, they're ambitious going in the American Airlines Arena in Dallas. That's like a 25,000 seater stadium, like.
Yeah, people are around. People are in Dallas, like, do you know what I mean? People will buy tickets, like. No, they will. You know they will. People want to see Gunther versus LA Knight.
Okay. What time zone are they on?
Texas.
Yeah. Eastern or Pacific?
Texas might have their own by. Depends on where you are in Texas.
Texas time zone. Texas.
There's probably two, like.
Central Daylight. Okay. So they're Mountain Daylight time, right? So
time is only a construct by
MDT and GMT, right?
Yeah.
So
if I was right after all this,
no, even GMT is wrong now because they haven't taken the hour into account.
All right, so
so
add the hour, carry
add
the one.
The hour. So right,
carry the one.
11 a.m. This is riveting podcast. 11 a.m. MDT and GMT means give or take 5 or 6 o'clock.
In the evening. Here for us. So it is starting at 11 o'clock over there.
Oh yeah, it's 11 a.m. over there, yeah.
Oh yeah, I fucking knew it.
Yeah. I thought you meant 11 a.m. here. Is what you
I probably did.
So 5 o'clock isn't too bad. It's a good warm. It's a good boost. Yeah.
Of a nice little aperitif.
That's a 7-match card as well.
7-match card, yeah. It's do you know the
sometimes that can finish at like 8, 9, 8.
Maybe 3 hours anyway. Yeah.
So 8, and then you have kind of a.
You've like 3 hours probably till Mania, is it?
Well, pre-show, you've got.
Yeah, pre-show probably won't be that long. If there's no like, it's not one.
No, Mania pre-shows are 2 hours.
Was it last year? Was it 2 hours for both nights?
Yeah,
was it?
I think so.
So that gives you what till that's 11. So 11 o'clock is 1 o'clock start time, unless they're doing a special start time.
See, I don't know what the hour. I don't know. I think it might.
No, because we're caught up now. They were so like Dynamite and Raw and Smackdown and stuff were on at 12 here every night for the last couple of weeks, and then we went ahead of hours, so it's back to 1 o'clock now.
Really? I thought Raw. I looked up Raw the other night. It was on at 2 a.m.
No, it's 1 now. It's 1 now. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so we've Stand Deliver on the thing. We've got a bunch of other matches. We've got Supercard of Honor. We've got a bunch of GCW shows.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great to have WrestleMania weekend back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the fallout and like hearing of everything. Masha Slamovich is wrestling a bear.
Sorry, Justy.
I think intrigued to see what that is. It won't be a real bear, surely.
No,
it should be a guy in a bear costume. I would hope.
Yeah. No.
For animal rights' sakes.
Now it is. Bear. I know Tracy Smothers wrestled bears. Like that was back in the 80s.
That was way back when no rules applied. But yeah, that's WrestleMania, and I'm excited to see how it goes, and I'm excited for the fallout.
I'm excited for the show itself to see a proper WrestleMania. Yeah, we haven't seen it in 2 years.
And I'm excited we're going to a show on Sunday.
Yeah, we did not realise that OTT were running. Well, we had tickets to it months ago, and that was in February, and it was pushed out. But we didn't realise up until about 3 weeks ago that this was the Sunday.
It's WrestleMania weekend, yeah. So
we're going to a WrestleMania weekend show in Ireland, in Limerick.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting closer.
Yeah.
So we've that to look forward to on the Sunday.
Eric Young's on that card.
Eric Young and Axel Tischer. So that'll be good. We've got an OTT championship match. Mark Haskins and Scotty Davis.
Yeah.
We've got Debbie
Hopefully
Keitel.
it'll be better than the last OTT championship match we saw.
We've got what's her name?
Debbie Keitel. The match I'm looking forward to most is friend of the show LJ Cleary.
Yeah.
Taking on Terry Thatcher.
Terry Thatcher. That'd be really good.
Yeah.
That'd be really good. We also got Kings of the North are taking on what are their names? Eric Young and Axel Tischer in a Sanity reunion.
Sanity, yeah.
We've got...
And I do predict we might get an appearance from Damo. Unless he might be over in Dallas for the weekend. He could be getting booked.
Could he be? I think he might be, actually. Yeah. The feeling he might be. But yeah, look, we look forward to that. And yeah, look forward to WrestleMania. It's going to be a big weekend.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll see you next time. Who knows when that'll be. But... we will see you. And yeah, that's been us. Thanks for listening, guys. And yeah, enjoy WrestleMania.